I've never
been a while
done this.
since anyone touched my pooter.
Why?
We're rolling.
Yeah.
We're rolling.
Yeah, we've been rolling. So,
Yep.
right.
We're just rolling over here, though.
Just rolling. All right, everyone. This is Wild Phil with Wild Phil's Osophy. We got a updated podcast studio. I don't know if I would say updated because before it was just a green screen with my anxiety-fueled rants, and now it's a little bit more professional than that. So a lot has happened. Well, I haven't done an episode in so long. I'm glad that it's finally not just me and my horrendous thoughts. We have some great guests here. We have my co-host, Carlos, who I have known for, 12 years?
Something like that.
How long have I known you?
Oh, wow.
Probably around 12, 13 years. You came around when Caitlin...
All right, I'm going to try and remember this. When was the last time we got arrested?
Oh.
Together?
Oh, good question.
Or close to. Yeah. Was it almost getting shot at in Melrose Park?
Probably was. I had that fucking Lincoln Mach 7 with no brakes that you decided to take down the little fucking Trailer Park Street and gun it, and you had like a handful of these little junior fucking police officer stickers in your pocket. Job.
Dude, I'm literally remembering this now, and that's why you're my co-host now, because this is fucking great. I would not remember this shit. Kids, stay out of trouble because your memory will go to shit. It will block out all the crime.
We got pulled over and Phil had a fucking stack of little junior fucking police officers.
Hello.
And I remember the cop goes, "Why do you have so many of these?"
I've been helping out a lot.
I'm recruiting all the neighborhood Kyle Rittenhouses. No, but
It's kind of true, though.
no, I don't. I have such random shit in my car. No, what I remember from that night was I was stoned as hell, and we were getting shot at. But I was so giddy that I'm like, this is cool. I'm a white kid, and I got shot at story. And I'm hiding behind a pool, and we just got our fucking Subway. So when the cops come and they're cuffing everybody, I'm like, but I'm fucking hungry. So they cuff me, and then they're like, quit fucking around, all right? You put your sandwich down here, and he put it on his hood. And as I'm cuffed, I'm eating it off his hood. So somewhere out there's like a dash cam.
I love your dedication.
Footage.
Yeah.
Of Phil just going fucking ham on a sandwich on the hood of a car.
What kind of sandwich, Phil?
Just grinding my teeth. You know, it reminds me of I found a lost bulldog. You know how they have that underbite? I threw a slice of ham on the ground, and he's just grinding his teeth on the porcelain tile. That was me on the hood of a fucking police car. Just, this is a fucking Vito. It's got extra salami. Come on, you fucking pig.
God.
But anyways, that's what I remember. That's how well me and Carlos have a relationship. This is Greg, and Micah, who I know from the Jerks at Joe's. That I regularly do open mic there now every Tuesday. I finally got the balls to go up on stage because honestly, because of Chris and TJ.
They were what made me wanna keep coming to that open mic. Like they were just so welcoming and fucking hilarious. Both of them.
Let's hope the other podcast now doesn't hear that. We're not doing a good job.
Oh no, you guys are great. Cheers.
Yeah.
No, I'm so sorry. No, you guys are good. That's why I keep coming back as well, just not as often because I've just got a lot happening in my personal life.
What's going on?
I don't know. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
I'm just going to finish your intro.
That's kind of, Greg, Micah, Carlos, Wild Phil. I don't know what's been new since well, I guess I should just get into the meat, right?
Tell us your story. I'm on
okay.
Micah, tell
all
us
right.
a little thing about it.
A thing about me. Oh,
you know that thing. Tell us about it.
I don't know which
what I'm
thing it is that they're referring to, but
I don't know either.
I suppose my thing is to be a laugh track today.
There you go.
So I'm here for the laughs. Yeah.
What? The weed will help.
It will.
It's
Continue.
an indicator,
I don't have
though.
that fancy, colorful thing, the other podcast, where I can click on the laugh track. You know?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm
Whatever.
here for, though. I'm here for you, buddy. I got you
Little
with the
MIDI.
laughs, okay?
Yeah, little MIDI.
I got you with the laughs.
But that's also what I call my penis.
Oh!
Yeah, the little MIDI. No,
Why, you pull it out, people laugh.
Wow.
yeah. I'm like a step above Louis C.K., you know? Anyways, so how do I start this off? Well, I've been wanting to share the story for so fucking long, and I couldn't. It's a story of basically me trying to realize whether I should feel guilty or not. That's what this episode is about.
Oh, I
because
love it.
I had an old podcast, Hear Nothing, See Nothing, Say Nothing, for about 2 years, and it went to absolute shit. The two hosts I had, they were supposed to be my groomsmen. We went to Amsterdam, and we came back enemies.
Oh,
shit. It was straight up. Yeah, I can't make this shit up, and I have to go over every. It was like a real life hangover story.
Damn.
Just things that happened.
Share.
Yeah. So how do
I'm
I
on
don't know
edge.
if I should use their names. Should I just go like
Friend 1, friend 2.
Yeah, that's
Friend
cool.
one, friend.
Or, yeah, like
That
that.
might-
That's good.
So I'll say so one of the friends will be Jan, and then the other friend will be Schleppe. Schlep.
Or you can just
No,
call him
Schlep
Not
then.
Bill.
Because you know what Schlep means.
Yeah.
Ah!
Oh, his name rhymes with bullshit. Anyway, really it does. Oh, but anyway, and ironically.
Fuck, I'm going to have to think about that now.
Okay, so it's Schlep and Jan. We'll keep it at that, right?
Gotcha.
So I go to so here's what happened. My host, I was getting married, and I didn't want the regular Oh, and by the way, I have Greg and Micah because I don't know you guys that amazingly well, so I want an unbiased opinion. Carlos I know for years, and he down
has
with the
his
crew.
own opinion.
Ooh, I got
down
you
with
with
the
that
crown.
unbiased opinion.
So
Give it to me.
So anyway, so I know these guys for fucking like 10 years. We have a podcast, and they're like, yo, dude, do you really want to go and have the regular bachelor party with a toothless hooker, in some hotel? And I'm like, not really. I'm not that. I'll be honest. I am a faithful guy. So if and the truth is, you're paying for the hooker's time. So if there is a hooker involved, I'm just gonna be Wild Phil and like shit in her eye socket or something. Just whatever I can do to get my money.
Dude.
So
Please
Already
don't
the
just shit
judgment
in.
is coming to be
Yeah.
rolling in. You
Like-
know, don't shit in anyone's eyes, Phil. Okay,
what would
So-
you do, Carlos?
first of all,
Okay in Germany, I guess.
All right. All right. I would. Since she's like
when in
she's not com-
Germany.
she's not completely toothless. There's got to be a few. So I would make her whistle different notes and chords.
Okay, that's
That would be better.
she probably
that
would
little-
like
That's
to do
less
that.
offensive.
She probably would laugh about
Yeah,
this.
that little.
Shit in eyes, Phil.
That little
That's just
shit in
that's.
eyes.
Please don't.
That's my hardcore
gross.
band that I have on the side. Shit in eyes.
I mean,
Shit in
that's
eyes.
that's a good name.
I like that.
That's a solid name
'Cause you
for
could
a
just think
band.
of it like as you're shitting in somebody's eyes, or like the eyes are shitting.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Which
Oh
way
my god,
is it
that's deep.
going?
That's
Like shit in the eyes.
Oh yeah.
oh my gosh.
I don't know. I'm gonna continue.
Continue,
So-
tail.
At all profound.
So yeah, so they're like, you don't want to have a bachelor party like that, and I was like, well, I mean, what do you have in mind? So Jan is like, he's like, yo, dude, well, what if we put our money together to pay for a ticket to go to Amsterdam? And I'm like, well, there's better hookers and drugs in Chicago, so what else is left in Amsterdam? Like, I'm sorry, I would never go there again. And it has nothing to do with this disaster. There was just nothing to do there. So anyways, where do we go? So we're planning this whole trip, and side note, my other buddy number 2, he's blind. So I tell the both of them, like, dude, why do we got to go to Amsterdam? I want to go to fucking like Egypt and break into some tomb we're not supposed to go into, find fucking Osama's skeleton or some and he's like, well, I'm going to have some trouble, managing my blind stick through sand and whatever. And I'm like, all right, well, fuck, these guys are paying for it. We got to go to Amsterdam, right?
Fair.
So
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess that's fair that they get to pick.
Yeah, yeah.
It is your bachelor.
I'm not going to be picky or selfish about,
Yeah.
And so I 2 weeks before the it sounds like those meditation bowls, right?
It does.
Oh.
So it's 2 weeks before.
Find your breath, you guys.
2 weeks before the fucking vacation, the blind guy has a stroke.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
And he's fucking 26.
Oh,
this is what. Okay. By the way, side note, I want to say, I just want to state this out of respect. There's my side of the story. There's their side of the story, and then there's what actually happened that we don't even know. Like a story we're not able to tell because it's a mix of both of ours.
Right. You have to actually be together to fight it out.
Yeah. And so like I'm just saying, like, obviously this is my experience, and from my experience, he was like, I think 27, and he had a fucking stroke because he eats gas station food. He's the most stable drug addict as well. Like like his personality was straight up like I mean, you know him, Carlos. Like, he was straight up like Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, yeah, real friendly, real nice all the time.
Mr. Rogers and Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
And but he would just do it. And the other thing that's going to matter in this story is I only hung out with him when we went to shows. He was my show buddy.
Yeah.
And so at shows you get drinks, or on podcasts you drink. So I never realized what a problem. I'll tell you later. But so how does this go in order? He has a stroke, and out of nowhere, he's like super, super sensitive. It was fucking weird as hell. It was like, before it was just nothing but one-liner jokes, kind of like Dylan at Jerks at Joe's.
Yeah.
I just like one-liner. He was just like that. And suddenly, fuck, I gotta relight this. Yeah, let me get this.
No.
Suddenly he goes, suddenly he's like, "Did you see what was on CNN? Did you see like?" And
I'm trying to hand it to you.
Did he see what was on CNN?
Yeah, did he say that a little louder?
I said, did he see what's on CNN? Blind joke.
What the fuck? What?
He's blind.
Wait, say it again. I'm sorry, I missed it. I apologize.
Did he see what's on CNN?
Oh, okay.
Anyways, there's gonna be plenty of those
Right, gotcha.
today. Plenty of those.
No, okay, I got it.
But
Sorry.
anyway, I don't care. I'm a fucking epileptic, and I'm a real mover and shaker. We can all joke about disabilities. Yeah, once that fucking, once that some people get nuts in the club when that bass drops, you should see the dance moves I get when that strobe light goes on.
Hell yeah.
Okay? But anyways, so yeah, he has a fucking stroke, and like, I remember like me and my wife went to go see Tom Segura. You guys know Tom Segura,
of course.
And the whole time, like, me and my wife, we roast each other all the time. That's the kind of, we're two fucking Geminis. That's
okay. You like to do this to each other. I get it.
And the whole time he's just like, I wouldn't talk like that to a woman. I'm just like, bro, this is a person who married me, and this is how we talk.
Are you done? Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't hear
I'm like, this is how we talk. Like, what's your deal? So, anyways, so he just got really touchy. He got really fucking touchy, and we go on this fucking where I don't know where to start with this trip. So I couldn't sleep at all, and sleep deprivation fucking like triggers my seizures.
Yes.
So I'm on this plane, and I'm like, I'm going to watch the most boring fucking movie to help me fall asleep. I watched Wizard of Oz 3 times in a row, and I could not fall asleep.
Oh, my God.
And according to Jan, the other friend, his complaint was that I couldn't stop farting in an airplane. We're in a fucking tube in the sky, and I could not stop tearing ass from the jet lag.
All right.
So, anyways,
you farted too much in the airplane.
So, okay, we land. When we land,
that's pretty gross. Could have taken a gas X or
I'm trying to think of the good parts in order. What happens? So we go there, and immediately, like, when we land, here's what sucks. I haven't slept in 24 hours. When we land, it's noon over there. So we're like, keep in mind, I'm going over there with my friend Jan, who he hasn't gotten laid in like 10 years. He's kind of socially awkward. And then my blind buddy, he like he's losing his fucking mind from stroke shit. You know what I mean? Like, literally 2 weeks before the trip at fucking 27. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's a fucking comedy movie right there.
Yeah.
And so we fucking land, and I go, yo, dude, I'm going to sleep in. You guys do whatever the fuck you want. The one thing I told him about this trip, this band on your jacket right here, Mgwa. Am I saying it right?
Mgwa. Yep.
Mgwa. Because there's some Polish people I've said that name, and they're just like, ty nie jesteś prawdziwy Polak. You're not a real Polak. So, anyways, Mgwa was getting canceled because, do you remember what it was? It was like,
No, I don't. That must have been before I got into them.
They had some kind of one of the, you know, there's not a lot of record labels in smaller, they're like, US is a huge country, so in smaller compact countries there's little record labels, let alone one that's going to sign a fucking black metal band. So the guy who owned the label used to be in like a neo-Nazi band and a movement. So because, and they didn't even know that he was, they're just like, we're a black metal band.
He'll sign a black metal band? Sweet.
Yeah. And then they find this shit out after, you know?
Yeah.
So all these people were trying to shut down their shows. I'm like, dude, I want to fucking, all right, I don't give a fuck about your Amsterdam, about your weed, your shrooms, your hookers. I want to drive to Belgium to see their show. That's the one thing I want to do. So, first day we walk around like jet-lagged, drunk idiots. And here's where I started having a problem. My blind buddy. Okay, you know those, you guys ever drink those glass boots of Blue Moon?
Yeah.
You guys ever drink that?
Yeah.
I've never.
I'm going to check real quick.
The
The video's recording because I haven't done it this long. Okay, I'll just cut it out.
Okay.
All right. So you know those glass boots of Blue Moon. So, okay, we wake up the next morning. Breakfast, and he goes, yo, you don't mind to stop where I would like to go? I'm like, of course not. I mean, I know it's like my bachelor vacation, but I want this to be equally fun for all of us.
Yeah.
I talk so much that I got to suck on the cigar once in a while. It doesn't go out. Anyways, so
Suck it.
so he's like, yo, can we stop at this bar? All right. Breakfast, 2 glass boots. Like, okay, those glass boots is what? 3 beers?
Yeah.
3 beer cans?
That's quite
They're
a
like
bit
32
of beer.
ounces or
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that.
That's
Like,
quite a bit of beer.
Das Boot.
Have we ever had them?
A boot?
Yeah.
I had a boot. Yeah.
You had how much can you drink? How many boots can you drink in a row?
In a row?
Yeah.
None.
I don't think I've ever challenged
He's
myself
like,
to do
sir,
in a row.
0.
Okay.
Is the
so
exact
here's,
answer
here's
to that question.
here's the first day of this vacation with my blind friend. Breakfast, 2 glass boots. We're walking around. All right, well, it's kind of brunch. You care if we have 2 more? All right. I'm already throwing up
shit.
because I barely ever drink.
2
I'm already.
more?
I already. I feel like when I sniffed permanent marker first time as a kid. That's how I'm feeling in my head.
Oh
Incredible.
my god!
And-
Wow, that's significant.
So yeah, breakfast,
You smell
brunch,
like shit.
lunch, lunch, dinner, and supper. 2 glass boots each, and I'm like, dude, I didn't realize what a fucking problem you have. I mean, what is it? Okay,
Holy
so if
cow.
it's 3 beers per boot, 2 beers per meal, or two boots. So it's 3 times 2. That's
so it's
6.
64 ounces.
He had a
per
6-pack for
meal.
each course
my
of the meal.
gosh.
So 64 times
64 ounces.
breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner, supper. So 64 ounces times 5.
Hold on.
Oh my goodness. It's really not that hard.
320 ounces.
320
of beer.
ounces, right? And this is just a regular day. So
Jesus
that day
fucking
goes by.
Christ.
That day goes by, and I go, all right, guys, tomorrow, I'm paying for your fucking
That's 20 pints of beer.
Yikes!
20 pint throughout the day.
That's
Yikes!
20
Yeah.
pints of beer. That's a lot.
And I don't know what's more shocking, the pints or that I have never noticed my friend having a fucking problem.
Oh my
You know,
gosh.
so okay, so that day goes by like vomit with all this beer.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, guys, can you do me a favor? Tomorrow, I'm paying for your tickets for Mgwa.
Yeah.
I'm renting a car. I'm paying for the gas. can we please like just try to get into like
from point A to point B without drinking.
try, like
I guess,
for my
Can we try, guys? I don't
for my
understand.
epilepsy, can you just please try and make it home before 1? Dude, I'm in this fucking hotel room watching like Amsterdam fucking cartoons, raging like I want to punch a fucking wall. These motherfuckers didn't show up till 5 a.m.
Wow.
And they're fucking like like drunk dudes with fucking arms around their like the typical drunks in the street singing,
no.
just bumping into walls, and I'm just like, if they break something, I'm gonna get arrested and not get married. If I break their jaw, I'm gonna get arrested and not get married. What do I like? I was just filled with panic, So they come in the room, and here is exactly what happens, because I kind of, when I told them what happened, I over exaggerated it for effect because they're two careless friends who didn't give a fuck. But here's what happened: Jan comes in. And here's what's funny. They kicked him out of the bar at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Because they were too fucking... So from 2 to 5 in Amsterdam, they have like vendor can vendors, you know?
Yeah.
Every fucking vending machine, even for like little kids with chips, they have Heinekens in them. I don't know why. Like there's no ID check. You just get a fucking Heineken if you want. So they bought the entire vending machine's worth of Heineken. Because they couldn't get beer anyway. So,
oh my god, that
So
is dedication, but very resourceful.
So, and this is what I'm trying to say is like, at the end of this story, I'm the one who's at fault. I'm the one who's a piece of shit. I was the one who was called selfish. But we'll get to that. So let's keep going. Jan comes in. He's spilling his can all over my souvenirs that I bought for my family. So I'm getting fucking pissed. And I've already gotten into fights with Jan. I know him for 25 years. He was my first friend ever because I didn't learn English till 12, and he was Polish as well. Yeah. So he just let me copy his homework. I got all the way up until 12 by just like when the teacher calls my name, I'll just go, and then they'd move on. So, anyways, he's spilling shit out. I got so mad, I just punched him once in the face. He falls over, starts, I don't know if he was falling asleep or crying. It sounded really weird. It was somewhere between a snore and a whimper. Bill is, the blind guy doesn't know what the fuck is, oh shit, I said his name. You gotta
cut that out.
All you have to do is not say I said his name, and we probably would have been good.
All right.
Okay.
7:06 p.m.
Get riffing, bro.
7:06 p.m. You're gonna cut that out of there.
Yeah. It wasn't the the one.
William.
I'm just a regular. And
just a
I'm
William
sitting here on Capitol Hill. You know what I'm talking about? Schoolhouse Rock. Anyways, so my blind friend, he doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
He lays down in bed, and he starts laughing that the other friend is crying. So
okay.
Well. By the way, before I punch him, he pushed me into a wall. He wanted to fight, and he's like, "You're a bitch. You won't fight." And I'm like, "Dude, this is the third time this has happened, and it happens the same way. You get knocked out, and then we just become friends again, and you apologize for being stupid and drunk." The blind guy's laying in bed with me. We had to share a bed, which was awful, by the way. I'll tell you why. Because so we're laying in bed, and he starts egging on the guy that I punched. He starts going, "Jan's my burrito, bitch. I really need a burrito right now, and all I hear is a bitch crying. Go get me some burrito." I'm like, "Motherfucker, shut up. We got 3 hours to sleep. We're driving 7 hours tomorrow to fucking Belgium. Shut the fuck up." And he keeps singing. So I literally, the worst thing I did, I just backhanded him. And his lip just like twitched a little bit, and he shut the fuck up. Which is...
It was like, hey...
It's terrible.
Go night-night.
Literally, yeah. It wasn't a blackout. There was no concussion. It was just like, "What's the matter with you?" You know? And
shut up.
I'm curious. Can you knock out a blind person? What happened? Did the just hearing just go?
Yeah, I mean, are there lights if I did knock out lights? I don't know.
Curious to know how that goes.
He actually, side note, he actually got really mad at me one time because, I'm a welder. So I'm like, oh, so dude, like, do you like not need to wear a helmet? Because there's just, the light is smaller. And he got really mad because I guess it'll just turn his eyes into beef jerky because the UV. Anyways, so the next morning, I slept like 1 fucking hour. I was so enraged. I'm like, I'm gonna treat myself. I'm a fat fuck. I'm gonna get some Belgian waffles. I just go to get a breakfast, eat breakfast early, show up back, and clearly I'm long-winded. I'm not saying a fucking word. Yeah. And the blind guy's like, so Phil, is everything okay? Like, you're kind of acting like you have a nightmare or something. You're not talking at all. I'm like, gee. You don't remember what happened last night? He's like, no. What happened? I had to retell this whole thing. I just had to tell it in one sentence. So I'm just like, I knocked both of you the fuck out. I had to knock you out because you're being. This guy's spilling shit on my family souvenirs. He's trying to fight me, and then you're trying to egg him on, and I might have a fucking seizure because I'm not getting sleep. So. We end up going to this fucking show.
Fucking Three Stooges.
It is. It's fucking Three Stooges. Seriously.
Stooges, indeed.
I mean, this would be the good comeback for them, right? In 2022.
Yeah.
A blind guy, socially awkward, borderline autistic, and then Wild Phil, right?
Sociopath.
So here's what happens next. We go to this show. Side note. In Amsterdam, they have more of a like non-confrontational culture because of the hooligan element. So rather than having like, how you hear about like English bobbies going up and down the street, in Amsterdam, they just have a shit ton of hidden cameras. You could get fined like $1,000 for pissing, and you won't even know anybody watched you because there's some camera in some fucking alley. So when I came back home, I had like $4,000 in speeding tickets. No joke. No joke. They were like gonna send me to a collection agency. I had to go to my bank to like communicate with them, and I had like an hour window because they close when they open. Anyways, so we go to this show. I feel so fucking awkward. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm at a black metal show. I don't care if I knocked out my friends. So
I hear that shit.
Because we still got like 5 days worth.
Move or be moved.
Exactly. So.
Right.
Exactly. Because
Greg doesn't agree because he always hangs at the back.
Yep.
Is that Taoism or Stoicism?
Huh?
Is that Taoism or Stoicism? Move or be moved.
Oh no! Actually, it's just this dude that I met at Riot Fest that I let use me as a battering ram to get me to the front. I just was quoting him right now.
Move or be moved. Oh.
Yeah, you will be moved. No, he was not actually. He was a very strong dude. He was just.
I just pictured you with an Indiana Jones hat on and him rolling like.
No, he was like a tall, very tall, strong guy.
You know, like the black kid with the beret and hook when he rolls down.
Oh yeah. No, but kind of. I was egging him on. He was literally telling the crowd. He was like, "It's about that time, guys. You either move or you will be moved." And I was like, hey, push me. And he fucking did. And I made it all the way to the front because of him. I never will see him again.
All right. So just to take a pause in the story, what would you guys do if you're on a vacation with two people who are supposed to be your best friends? You have a fucking disability and they're not respecting it at all. Like,
I would have done the same shit probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably wouldn't have fought them. I would have left.
Yeah,
I would have gotten another room or something.
I was trying to sleep in the fire exit. I wanted to sleep in the bathtub. It was, and then like, what's after all this? My blind friend was like making fun. He's like, "What were you doing, sobbing in the bathroom?" I'm like, I was having a panic attack, and then I was thinking too, I'm on vacation with a borderline autistic guy and a blind guy. What is happening in my life? That's why, bro.
Yeah.
So. Anyways, this just gets better and better because we kept back from the show. We got to meet the band. We got to meet Mgwa, which is
so cool.
Which is hilarious. Like, we showed up there. Honestly, what's funny is Belgium is like it's like the Florida of Amsterdam.
Oh, that's fun.
Everybody, they're kind of they're like gypsy rednecky. They're depressed and drunk, and like everyone, it's not good from my experience. So we go to the show, we come back, and I'm like, all right, guys, like we have 5 more fucking days to like get our money's worth.
Yeah,
we need to get the fuck over this and have some fun. What are we gonna do? So first thing we do, we were trying to go to, there was the Edgar Allan Poe Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, Vincent van Gogh. That's, Edgar Allan Poe's a fucking poet. That's how much I know about
museum.
Art. Jesus Christ, yeah. There's just a museum with torn pages of poetry up against the wall. Anyways, so we
sad.
Yeah. So we go to this, so we try to go to Vincent van Gogh's museum. It's sold out for 2 months.
Jesus.
So we're like, fuck. Like it's literally one of the top like 5 main attractions in Amsterdam.
I can imagine.
So literally, I'm not even joking. 20 yards across the street is another art museum. It's like that scene in Wayne's World 2 when he's like, no, this is the second Presbyterian church. You have to go to the first one. He just runs across the street. Yeah. So we go across the street, and we go to this. It's a modern art museum. Does anybody know what modern art is?
It's
a bunch of shit mostly.
Anyone know at all?
No.
Okay, let me explain. You take shit that you find in a junkyard, you throw it in a wood chipper with glue, and then you just name it something woke like men are trash.
All right, I feel them on that one. Sometimes. Anyway, sometimes.
I'm not even joking. Like
sometimes they trash. I'm just.
Sometimes, yes. But and then you have to sit there and rub your chin and be like, why is there why is there a fire hydrant with a broomstick tied to it? This is what that literally was a piece of art there. It was it was supposed to represent how women could not become firemen. So a broomstick tied to a fire.
I see it. Yeah.
It's a witch hunt.
No.
Brilliant, right?
I mean, maybe witch hunt, but it also is like we belong in the kitchen.
Mm.
So
well, apparently it's
barefoot and pregnant.
It's worth $1 million. And the funny thing is, every single one of these pieces of art, literally 90%, it always ends with right before this was the last piece of art by this person because they killed themselves.
Oh, right. Well,
so
depressed.
If you want to make it in the art world,
you have to die first.
Go to a landfill.
It's always been this way too.
Yeah.
You do some weird shit and then you die and it becomes really fucking famous because they're like, wow, where was their mind when they were here? And then I'm like, wait, but did you just listen to them when they were like alive? No. That's not interesting. It's the weird shit they left behind. What does it mean?
Maybe you are trash for not listening to
There we go.
No, well, okay. The reason why, I don't mean to shit on modern art. The reason why the reason why this is like significant is because you have to remember, I'm guiding a blind person around.
Oh, you have to explain it.
And I could give 2 shits about art.
Yeah.
Like here's another fucking piece of art. There was a painting of an 80-year-old woman who got cheated on. She's naked. She did a self-portrait of herself naked, holding a gun to her head. And it's called It's You or Me.
Oh,
and
shit.
I'm here.
That's
I'm like,
deep
hey,
as fuck, but dramatic as fuck.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody worth that shit.
Edgy.
Bro.
Who's worth that?
And I'm trying to explain to my buddy. I'm like, bro, it's you or me. Definitely her. Definitely. Because that vag looks like a raw pierogi.
Oh my god.
And so I'm trying to explain this whole thing to this blind friend of mine.
Yeah.
While there's other, very hipstery artists. Oh, this is brilliant. Look at the wrinkles. Look at the stretch marks on her breasts. So I'm almost getting kicked out of this. So we leave that fucking museum quick because of my descriptions. And honestly, eventually my blind friend was just like, dude, Phil, I'm just gonna fucking listen to the audio guide. Honestly, you probably should have because that's terrible description. I remember, you know what pissed him off? We walked into a room. And I swear to God, I didn't know this. We walked into a room. There was caution tape, and there was a chair in the middle, and there was a piece of tile missing. I thought that was a piece of art, but it was a room under construction.
Bill.
So
No, Bill.
No. So anyways,
You did not.
so anyways, we walk out of there, and then here's the next thing. So here's where shit gets better. Here's where shit gets better. We go, all right, well, how are we gonna spend this next night? We go, my other buddy Jan, he goes, well, dude, we should go to a strip club. We go to this place called Moulin Rouge. The way most clubs in Amsterdam, the way they work is you pay an admission, but that's really high, like $60.
Yeah.
And then you just tip. We go to this Moulin Rouge. We're about to go there, and the whole time that we're going there, my blind friend's like, I don't want to go there. I don't think I want to go there. And I'm like, well, there's 3 of us. I could be a dick and be like, this is my bachelor vacation, be like, we're going.
Yeah.
But there's 3 of us, and 2 of us are voting we go. He's like, I don't want to go. I'm like, why don't you want to fucking go? You'll have a good. I promise you'll have a good time. He's like, no, I don't believe in that. And then he tells me, he goes, I don't want to go because I'm a male feminist. I'm like, bro.
Wait, where was he going? Where was
To a strip club.
Oh, okay. And you didn't want to go.
I'm like, the economy is run on these women making this money, and they're treated well in this country.
Okay. And he did not want to go.
He did not want to go. I go, all right.
Well, this is the blind friend.
Yes. I didn't really think about it at the time.
Yeah.
Because that's the I don't know.
It's like
I don't
if
know
you
what my
can't
excuse is.
actually see what's going on.
He goes for the smells.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's
Like Jimmy Joe.
shaved.
Like I mean,
What is-
I don't think that
Salami
it's.
nips.
I don't think it's necessarily like a fun thing
Okay.
to do that.
Yeah, and
for someone who can't see.
I don't know what my excuse is. I have my airhead
Now maybe
moments.
if he could be like feely, touchy, like
Exactly.
I'm sure he'd be down.
Exactly.
But he doesn't.
So
Then
so
what's left? What's left?
so-
Smelling you fuckers.
so here's
Being
what
around your
happens.
company with girls that you get to stare at.
Yeah, you stinky Holland bitches. You
I
hear that
mean-
shit? anyways, there's not
There's not gonna be any other girls there, so you can't feel them up. So like, what's gonna?
You know-
like,
you know
what's
what
he gonna do? What's
so-
he gonna do?
So I know I'm moving ahead, but you know what the most disgusting part there was, though? You know how you ever see Blue Man Group?
No.
Well, when you go to, if you're front row, they give you like a raincoat because they have those colorful pants.
Yeah.
They should have given us those because there was a dude coming on this chick's face front row. I'm like, man, I don't want to fucking get a drop of semen on this for $60. Fuck you. I don't want to get some semen on me.
Shit.
Some people pay $60 to get
A
semen on
dude.
them.
Wait, a dude was coming on a chick front row.
Yeah.
Like.
No. Like he was a performer. He was on the stage.
That's what I was. That's
Yeah.
where I was going. Okay, so there was a dude on stage.
Oh no, you can't just jag off in the crowd. No.
Okay, so then what was he doing?
no, that
He-
would be
they were
fucked up.
doing
Just
it
performing. They were
because it's
doing a
Amsterdam.
scene.
Because it's Amsterdam, and it's not a regular strip club. They're performing a sex.
It's a
act.
performance, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's what it
well,
is.
It's a performance. It's modern art. You
but
just
like-
don't understand.
like a
what's
Yeah,
TED
happening.
Talk, you know?
Yeah, but like, what's happening there is what I don't understand.
Everything's happening.
Everything.
He's coming.
So
All right, that's what I figured.
So we're at this. So before we walk in, I go. I got so fucking aggravated. I go, listen, motherfucker. Okay, I'm gonna pay for your admission, and if I see you smile one fucking time, because you're not gonna have a good time. If I see
Yeah.
you smile one fucking time, you're paying me back, bro.
You should have let him get splooged on right in the front. Tell him he's at Nickelodeon.
Oh.
Yeah, we're at.
Wait, did he actually
This
have
is the
fun?
slime
though?
show. Woo!
What's
Oh,
that noise?
that's-
Oh, that's just a kid getting excited for the grand prize. You know?
Oh man.
So,
that's funny as fuck.
anyways, so trust me, it's green, not white, and it does not smell fishy.
Oh Lord.
So I tell him that, bro, the moment we walk in. And see, here's another reason why I would rather just, if I was into, I'm getting married. I'm not going to cheat on my wife. If I wanted to get a whore,
Yeah.
Chicago has diversity, bro.
Yeah.
This is just all tall Holland bitches. She's got like those, those old school fillings? It looks like you have grills, you know?
All the fucking little aluminum foil fillings.
Yeah, it literally just looks like you took a bite out of like a hitch on a truck, you know.
What the hell?
And so she's got those and she's got blonde cornrows. I'm like, who are you? I don't even know what appropriation this is, you know.
Oh my.
Anyways, so we walk in, dude. The moment she sees him, the moment she sees that blind stick.
Are you sure that wasn't Post Malone?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. What would that be? Post Malona or
something?
Post Ramona?
pre Malone.
Yeah. Pre Malone. Pre transition, right?
Post my load.
Oh man. Okay.
So
what's up? Yeah.
Thank you.
So anyways, so here's where she so the moment she sees that stick, the guiding stick, she pulls him on stage. And this motherfucker, she was guiding his stick up her pussy, up her asshole. He's having the time of his life. Me and Jan we are about to throw up.
Fuck yes. Okay, I retract everything I said.
We are about to throw up.
I didn't know he got to interact.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. Either. I was like, you're gonna have a good time.
That is fucking rad.
Yeah. And,
good for him.
And I'm about to throw up from laughter because I'm like, what is he gonna? Is he gonna like, you know, maybe like do some braille with those genital warts on her, or you know?
Oh.
But I'm just laughing my ass off. So then, sure enough, you know, because we're kind of, to be honest, we were laughing at him, not with him.
Oh.
And sure enough, karma comes. She pulls us up there, bro. I didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen, but she started. I guess the part of the show was she puts a banana in her pussy, and you're supposed to eat it out. And I wasn't going to. I was like, you guys do it. You guys need some fucking pussy, some fucking cornrow hitch teeth pussy. Like, you guys. She fucking slammed my head into there. I thought I almost chipped a tooth.
No.
So
that's not okay.
So, but you know, you got to, when I come back for the wedding, I have to like I have to admit it I have to admit it because I'm a good husband, but I have to like do it in a different way. I have to be like, oh, I just went to a club and let's just see, I got my potassium for that, you know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But bananas are good for you. Anyways, so that happens,
so
but that whole fucking night kind of got us in a happier mood, right?
Yeah.
Now things just keep getting better. We get into another fucking fight because we have a whole nother day of, what was it, 320 ounces of beer, right? Another fucking day of that, just wandering around like idiots. And I'm like, here's the best part. So first, he gets pissed off immediately because we go to. Have you ever heard of Madame Tussauds?
No.
Do you know what that is?
No.
That is literally the world's best, most accurate wax museum.
Oh yeah. Okay. Why did I think of a whorehouse? That's
because it sounds like a 1930s like
a
whore or pimp,
but
like a woman
okay,
pimp.
that's cool. Wax museum.
So we go there and they see my friend who's blind and they're like, oh well, you know what? We'll give you a discount. And then they whisper,
that's generous.
And then they whisper in my ear. They go, he can feel them if he wants to. So I'm like, of course. You know, I mean,
Nice.
Now I know what Johnny Depp looks like, you know? So
yeah, that's fun, actually.
So when she said that, bro, I'm fucking wild. I go Wild Phil. So I'm like, well, I guess I could feel them up too. And I'm going through that whole thing, humping Lady Gaga, sucking on Johnny Depp's nipples. I fucking took my shirt off next to Justin Bieber, you know? And so, I guess my friends got mad because they're like, yeah, we're not supposed to do this. This is not acting right. Of course, everybody else there, the Hollanders, were like, these stupid fucking Americans ruin everything.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we got into another fight. So I'm like, all right, we have to do something to truly like get us back together, like get us in a happy mood. So you know what we do? We buy. I don't like edibles. The last time I had an edible, I was fucked up for 3 days, and I told my brother that he needs to slit my throat if I'm like this forever because I had such panic.
Jesus Christ!
I had a bad trip. I had a bad fucking trip.
Holy shit, dude!
You're about to fuck up the cause for everybody.
Bad. Talk about fucking control. Damn, bro.
So here's what happens. We get cookies, and I'm like, all right. My buddy's like, dude, the reason why is because you're eating the whole fucking cookie at once. You're supposed to like nibble. So here's the grand finale of this fucking story. We buy cookies, and we're gonna go to this other strip club today, right? And because my friend's like, it's called Bananan Bar, and it was fucking hilarious. There was a security guard with a business card, and his security guard name is Harry Cunt. He's just like,
I love this.
He's like this really cheeky British guy. It was fucking great. We were like, so what makes Banana Bar so great? I mean, is it just the history? He's like, well, how about this? There's sausages, there's bananas, there's anything phallic shaped. Use your fucking imagination, wanker.
I love that. I love that.
Oh my God, we are going here. So we look it up on the GPS, but we took the edible. GPS says we're supposed to fucking make it in like 15 minutes. Bro, we wandered around for 4 hours. It was like Moses through the desert, like.
I feel that though.
Yeah, dude, you get lost like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
So we're
I can help.
So we're fucking walking. We're just getting lost in Amsterdam over and over again for 4 fucking hours.
I'm sorry, you don't get that lost. That was mean.
And I'm bitching because I was like, so here's another thing that sucks. Here's another thing that sucks about you, Amsterdam. I was like trying to I love music. I'm like, is there any fucking music scene here? Any record store? Bro, I found one record store. And the way I was doing a live podcast there, and we had to shut it down because my blind friend, got stroke sensitive, that I called it the Katrina of record stores. I'm like, motherfucker, do you know anybody who suffered from Katrina personally? Like, what are you getting offended? Because really, this place, I'm not joking. You know how you go to a record store, there's like, all right, this is metal, and there's an aisle, and it's labeled right, and then here's jazz. This fucking guy, this old dude, looks like a balding Andy Warhol. He literally had 3 boxes stacked on top of each other, constantly in rows. It's just boxes. It looked like a hoarder's nest. And I was fucking with him. I'm just like, hey, do you have the new King Gizzard? He's like, oh, yes. 3 boxes down, 4 aisles over, the box that's crushed halfway. Like, how the fuck do you, organize this shit? How do you know the vinyl's not cracked, So, I was very disappointed.
Did you buy that King Gizzard record?
Bro, where?
I would have looked.
I did look. It was warped.
Was it there?
It was there, but it was warped.
Aww.
He knew his shit, but I'm like, it's fucking stacked on top of each other. What are you doing here,
It was me, when I worked at Blockbuster.
Yeah.
If somebody asked me a title of a movie, if we have it in stock, I'd be like second aisle to the right. It's probably in the middle of the second shelf down.
You said Blockbuster?
What? And I was just like, I put this shit away every day for months. I think I will fucking know where this movie goes. It's not rocket science. Good sir. Bye. Thank you. This is Blockbuster.
Was there ever an adult section in Blockbuster? No.
I forgot about Blockbuster.
Anyway.
How could you forget about that icon, my man?
Anyways.
I know.
Sorry. When they shut down, I owed them a lot of money.
This is how shitty this fucking cigar. 2 layers of it are wrapped off. Anyways, I'm smoking a fucking sparkler here. It's just going. It's starting to look like I'm in Boleki Lolek, and a cowboy fucking shot it to light it up, a cartoon cowboy. Anyways. So here's what. So here. Let's get to
cartoon cowboy.
Let's get to the fucking grand finale.
I gotta see this.
We go to this fucking banana bar, and I'm like,
with a hairy cunt.
Banana bar.
It's called Bananen. I guess it's. I think it's banana in whatever. Is it Dutch?
What'd you have to do there? Eat a banana of some dude's ass?
Well, I thought that's what it. I mean, anyways. So here's what happened first. We're wandering around for 4 hours, and here's the funny thing. I start feeling the fucking edible. Now keep in mind when you when you have a blind friend, you got to guide them you hook each other's arms. My buddy used to call it the choo-choo train. So me and Jan would switch off. So Jan's holding his hand while I'm getting giddy and just laughing at all these Amsterdam stores, and I'm so fucking high. I forgot that he's guiding him. I'm like, oh, well, I guess we're all just going to hold hands together. So I hold hands with him too. So now we look like Wizard of Oz. Like we're off to see the wizard. Just 3 fucking grown men holding hands together. You know.
Aww. Friends
I
who
fucking love that.
hang together.
I'm
all about that.
So we walk through, because we're lost, we walk through a fucking Amsterdam flea market, and someone starts screaming, "Heathens! Homosexuals!" And we're just like, what? And then we turn sideways, and he sees the blind sticks. He's like, "Oh, no, I'm sorry. And he felt...
Oh, no. That's bad.
He felt so bad. This was a cheese wheel salesman. So like fucking $1,000 cheese wheels.
Did you guys just get a fucking cheese wheel?
Yes.
I
yes.
love that.
That was
for
the
you
apology.
guys.
He goes, "I am so sorry. Here, take this." So now
I fucking love that.
So now we're walking around 2 hours
A giant cheese.
eating a fucking cheese wheel. So now only Jan can hold on to my blind friend because I'm holding on to the cheese wheel. And we're high as fuck getting our fucking bowels constipated from eating so much fucking cheese.
What kind of cheese was it? Because that's going to be the deciding factor if that story is good or not.
I do not remember. It was a Dutch name. It was one of those that, you know, the stinkier it is, the more expensive.
Was it like
Stink
holy?
factor, yes.
It was
Holy.
It was thick. It was like it wasn't. It was like it was a little bit thicker than brie, because I know brie is like mushy.
That is so...
So
Not a fan of
and I'm
those
so
too
fucking high.
much.
I'm so fucking high that I'm not even.
You're just eating
I'm
for
ch-
the sake of eating.
I'm just taking like bites out of it. So I'm like, in the end, I'm chewing on a huge ball of wax because it's the outer casing, you know.
Yes. Eventually, you have gotten to the end of that cheese, my man.
So we're walking around for 2 more hours with this ball of cheese. Eventually, I had to fucking like discus it into the fucking Amsterdam canals because we're not gonna finish it. And
Side cool note.
That
Mm.
cheese of wheel is still floating in there.
So Amsterdam, yeah, it is. So here's what's crazy. Crazy fact about Amsterdam that I found out. Have you guys ever been there?
No.
Okay,
No,
so
sir.
Amsterdam, the way the layout is, at least downtown Amsterdam, it's like picture an octagon, and then there's a canal, and then there's another layer octagon, and then there's a canal, and and it's like 7 canals. So you could literally canoe to your friend's house. But here's what's funny is that the hooligan element, like the soccer hooligans,
Yeah.
they get so fucking drunk that I'm not even joking. I saw 2 cars there, and the cars that I saw there were not anything that I've ever seen in America. It's basically a smart car cut in half, so it's a 1-person car. Because
Wow, that's...
because
nuts.
everybody is either on cruiser, but you know what a cruiser bicycle is? It's the one that the Wicked Witch of the West rides.
Yeah.
You know where the handlebars are like a U?
Yeah.
Everybody in Amsterdam has either a cruiser bike or a Vespa, and that's why we got to hold on to my blind friend, because there's bicycles and Vespas.
Yeah.
They, by the way, they'll go on the sidewalk. They don't give a fuck. So
Shit.
so he could get clipped anymore. I saw a guy
You had
riding,
one on him,
and where you're supposed to put your feet on the Vespa, he had a golden retriever just sitting like
like
very following the rule. I don't know what word I'm going. Anyways, all right. I'm getting to the grand finale. We finally make it to the strip club, which we think is a strip club, right?
Uh-huh.
What do you think when you like? What's a strip club layout?
Layout?
Yeah. What do you expect? If I told you, hey man, there's this new strip club called Shitting in Eyes, what would you expect the inside to look like?
Shit to
Like
go
a
into
bar
the
shitty.
eyes, dude.
stage.
A lot of tarps laid out. Stuff like that.
So I was expecting like Moulin Rouge, you know, a bar, a few poles, a stage with the poles, right?
Yeah.
1 pole, as in me. I was the only pole in there.
I see.
Well, I was. Here's what.
I forgot.
No, here's what actually happened. We walk into this. We walk into a room that's literally, I'm not joking, the size of double this room.
Yeah.
40 fucking people, butt naked, fucking in every direction.
That's nice.
This was not a strip club. It was a hostel. And I'm walking in there still giddy from the edible,
Yeah.
trying to laugh and explain to my blind friend what's going on. There's double penetration in the corner, and then there's a rim job in front of me. Like, I don't know what to say, you know. And bro, I got scared as fuck because this chick. You know how in restaurants when you sit against the wall, there's like that booth chair, kind of like this couch. Yeah. She just throws me on, jumps on me, and goes, "Do you want to go to the private room?" And she just had my wallet. I'm like, "How the fuck did you reach into my?" And I'm like laughing to my friend Jan and to my blind. I'm like, "Dude, we're gonna get robbed. We need to leave." And I'm trying to be urgent, but obviously Jan hasn't had a girl in 10 years, so he's getting he's getting some motorboat action.
Hey, that's nice.
And the blind guy doesn't know what's going on. So I'm like, all right, you know what? We just have to sit through this fucking dance and then see what happens next. And
Bill thought he was getting a prostate exam.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, they made him sit on the the used dildo. They just threw the dildo in the corner and it just perfectly landed on the couch. You know? But anyway, no, so I'm just like, we just got to sit through this dance. They're not listening to me. I'm high as fuck. I'm going to hold on to my wallet like it's my pacemaker. Like, and I look, dude, I'm sitting there. Pacemaker. By the way, you know what's fucking disgusting?
That's a funny way to put it. I like that.
You know what's fucking disgusting is all these chicks, because they fuck people in the back. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All they do when they're done is they smell like Pine Sol because they just spray themselves down with Lysol.
Ew, no.
So,
not so good.
But honestly, it gave me a good idea. You know, like if I ever run out of cologne, you know, that's always the last resort.
So fun.
Anyways, so I'm just like, we got to sit through this dance. I look to my left because my blind friend and Jan were to the right of me. I look to my left. There's a fucking old, like, fat office-looking, like, old bald guy. Like he looks like like fucking the stapler guy in Office Space. You know?
Oh, that guy.
And he's there for a party, possibly bachelor party as well. He's getting spanked so fucking hard. Spanked. He was down to his whitey tighties, but they ripped his whitey tighties off with the leather belt. Like his ass was bleeding.
Fuck.
So, and then here's the funniest part that made me laugh my ass off. On this whole walk, I'm arguing. Remember how I said my blind friend got all sensitive from the stroke? Yeah. I was arguing with him about that Chicago's a violent fucking city. Depends on what neighborhood you're in. I grew up in an Italian, Polish, Irish neighborhood, and I never got fucking robbed once. I got my ass kicked a shit ton, but nothing like that. But if you go to Inglewood, you'll get shot in about 5 minutes. So it depends what neighborhood you're on. He's like, no. You don't even live in Chicago, Phil. I'm like, bro, I lived in Chicago for like 17 years, and I moved to the burbs. You lived in the burbs for 17 years and moved to Chicago. And I'm shitting on him so much, bro. Before we went on this trip, he got robbed 3 times. His house got burglarized, and he didn't know because he was blind.
Oh my gosh.
It's
That's
sad.
Terrible.
I know, right?
Dude had it rough.
So,
fuck.
Can you imagine the burglars like, wait, did he notice yet? Because we did he resupply so that we can go for the second run? You know.
Oh. Just having a sandwich in the kitchen when he walks in.
Yeah. They're just fucking. Oh my god. Anyways, so yeah, here's the grand finale. They fucking stick a firecracker in this old guy's asshole.
Oh.
And they light it off.
That's not good.
And immediately my blind friend goes, "What was? Did someone get shot? I smell gunpowder." I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker, we're in Chicago again, bitch." And he's like, "All right, this isn't funny. We're leaving." I'm like, "Yeah, we are leaving because we're gonna get fucking robbed." And you didn't hear me because you're getting busy motorboated. So we left immediately. But that was my disaster. That was my disaster vacation. And here's the thing: my friend Jan apologized to me for the 4th time, where we've gotten a drunken rampage. But my blind friend was like, "No, dude, you don't punch your friends when you're drunk." And I'm like, even after they have you eat a banana out of a chick's pussy and Like, come on, man. I hooked you up. Anyways, I came back and we're not that good friends anymore. And I'm just curious what you might be obstructing.
Shit, sorry.
But anyways, I don't know. That's the we came back and the podcast fell apart because a week after we came back, somehow a SoundCloud rapper from Australia heard about our podcast and wanted to get interviewed, and the whole fucking okay, I'm trying to be professional about this shit.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna make this, if I have you guys as guests, I want to interview you. I want to get to know you. So we're trying to interview this guy from Australia, and the whole podcast, my blind friend's just shitting on me. And this guy from Australia is like, is there something between you two that should be settled before this interview? Like, I'm like, yes, or just it's over with. I'm sorry for this experience. Like,
yeah.
So
that was a really bad experience for your friend.
Anyways,
and for everyone involved, it seems like.
Yeah, it was that whole fucking trip. I would never go to Amsterdam again. $3,000 in speeding tickets, losing 2 friends. The weed wasn't even that good. I smoked 8 spliffs in a row, and I felt the same. It was like.
So how did you, like, after that whole story, how did you guys just lose the friendship?
So Jan still calls me once in a while.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's so socially awkward that the only things he wants to do is anything that doesn't involve talking.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, hey man, you want to be on a podcast? I'm having a Halloween party or I'm doing stand up. No.
Yeah.
But then he'll call me and be like, hey, you want to run a marathon? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't want to.
Yeah, so you guys have nothing kind of.
You guys just don't have things in common.
Yeah. It's that kind of faded away. He's like, and he'll be like, yo, dude, I rode 100 miles on my bike the other day. I fucking rode from Wisconsin to Arlington Heights, and I'm like,
that's
okay.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah,
I
cheers.
didn't.
Dude,
Yeah.
fucking rad
That's how I brag.
So dope.
That's how I brag back. He's like, so what did you do? I'm like, I didn't ride 100 miles because I was that fucking bored, And then
and then the blind friend.
The blind friend. So here's what's fucking crazy. Here's how this ties into this first episode. Here's what's fucking crazy. He cut me off because he was supposed to be my best man.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, honestly, I didn't get to tell this to anybody. This is the first time I'm telling this to anybody. I talked to my therapist because I was having so many fucking panic attacks. I mean, I have a wedding coming up. Dude, I forgot to mention, I got shingles before the wedding. My fucking face looked like Resident Evil, man. I went to my dentist.
It's from eating bananas out of hooker pussy.
Oh,
Yep.
fuck.
That's how you got it.
That's how it started years ago. You eating bananas out of hooker pussies.
So then
will do it.
my other 2 friends must have had some immunity because they did as well.
That'll do it.
Because they do it often.
They must have had a lot of banana and pussy. Yeah, man, I had the green banana, the ripe, the black. Anyways, no, they don't eat the black because that would be too many carbs to do a marathon, But anyways, so no, with the blind. So here's the blind friend just cut me off for 3 fucking years. And what was here's the thing that was sort of sad is he got me into stand up first. He started doing stand up. He still performs once in a while.
Yeah.
So I call him literally a month ago from today. And I'm like, yo, dude, I'm doing stand up now. I'm taking classes at a place that you do it regularly. We may as well be fucking cool. Still doesn't answer. Week later, I was going to a show that my other friend, she's a great stand-up. Her name's Christine Ferreira. She tapes all the podcasts at Lincoln Lodge. Shout out to her. She was doing a show, and my mom died the week before. That's number 5 in my family in 3 years. Number 5 death. God's up there going a little bit of ALS for your mom, a little bit of cancer for your uncle. Yeah, bad joke. Spicy. So I told my wife.
Spicy memories right there.
So I told my wife.
I like it when you say they're spicy.
So I told my wife, I'm like, dude, we should go see a comedy show. The burial. The thing that sucks about funerals, they could be all booked up. and they want you to fucking, what color do you want the coffin? What kind of flowers do you want? How far do you want them buried? Do you want a cement cover so there isn't water drainage and her skeleton comes out of the ground? Like, so there's no room to grieve, you know? So I told my wife, I'm like, we got to wait a week for this funeral. I'm not going to dwell for a whole fucking week about this. Let's go see a comedy show. So as I'm driving, I was calling Carlos, and I'm telling Carlos, I'm like, yo, dude, I'm having this podcast. It's kind of already called my name because I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Do you mind being my co-host who's not riffing at all?
No, I'm just letting you go on.
Okay. No, but
he'll come back.
We will
later.
give our input.
Yeah. No, but I'm telling Carlos, and Carlos goes, "How the fuck did your other podcast fall apart?" And I had to tell him this whole fucking story.
Yeah.
I get out of my car, right? I'm like, I had a falling out with my blind friend. I get out of my car, walk 10 feet to pay my parking. My wife goes, you know what? I'm really hungry. Let's get a hot dog. We go to get a hot dog. I have it on my mind because I had to retell this to Carlos. So my wife's like, you know what, Phil, don't worry. Like, you know what? Who gives a shit? If he's a good friend, he'll fucking reach out to you.
Yeah.
As she's saying that, 10 feet behind her, he's there. He's standing there. I'm like, that can't be him because I see a blind walking, but he's shaved and it's him. And I'm like, holy fuck! And I went up to him and I'm like, yo, dude, are we cool? Whatever. And he's like, yeah, man, we're cool. Whatever. Like, we're cool. What's going on with you? And I'm like, okay. To be fair, I understood his argument. He was telling me like, I'm just too much of a traumatized dog for him, because basically what happened is like, I had so much shit going on, and he was basically a therapist that wasn't getting paid, you know. And he's like, I just couldn't fucking handle it. It was, when we stopped chilling, it was a huge weight off my shoulders. And I'm just like, I understand, man. I'm all better. I got hypnotized into laughing about all the deaths in my family. I'm a fucking maniac now. So he's like, yeah, man, just give me a call whenever. And I'm cut off again. So that's how that ends. It's fucking shitty, in my opinion. That's a shitty fucking friend. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, so that's my rant. Fucking Amsterdam disaster story.
Yeah. I would say after all of that, like,
you know what the worst part?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know what the worst part was? Is like when I tried talking this over.
Yeah.
My friend kept saying, not Jan. Jan was like completely apologetic. He's like, yo, dude, we got drunk and out of control. But my blind friend, he's like, man, you were being fucking selfish. We're like, let's go here. I'm like, we're in, because I didn't mention this. We're in fucking Europe. Let's get our money's worth. The whole time we're there, my blind friend, he's like, I'm like, dude, let's eat what fucking Hollanders eat. Let's have some fucking, what is it called? Pickled herring, you know?
Yeah. Try something new.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And he's like, no, I want to go to Irish pubs and McDonald's. I'm like, dude, then you know what? We could have just saved money and just told you we're not in Amsterdam because you wouldn't have seen anyway. Like, so. Oh my God! It was.
Just put them on one of those little quarter machines in front of the grocery store. There you go.
We're riding horses now.
Yeah. This is a real horse. Their skin gets waxy. Like it feels like it feels acrylic, but it's a real horse. This is what happens when they like you. Just keep petting them.
No, but I mean, like, your point. Not only did they like kind of drag you to Amsterdam to begin with, like, that's like, yes, it's cool, it's a trip to Europe, but like, while you're there, like, experience fucking Europe. Don't just be like, I just want to get drunk and go to strip clubs.
Yeah,
like, you can do that here a lot cheaper.
Yes.
Like, if that's all you wanted to do for my bachelor party is just get drunk and
keyword, what you're saying,
and like go.
What you're saying,
strip clubs.
Is that what you wanted to do for my bachelor party? Who's the decider?
And then like, yeah, so you get a trip to Amsterdam to Europe, but then like you tried to make it something like, hey, we flew here for me, like, can we do this cool shit that I wanna do?
Yeah.
And then like if you guys have any suggestions, throw them in there. Like you guys wanna have a night of like getting drunk at a strip club? Yeah, let's do that. But like the next night, let's drive to fucking Belgium because I wanna see this show.
Yeah. Let's get some fucking sleep because it's 7-hour drive. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah. And
like you are not at fault for that falling apart. Like you did your best. That like clearly, like you're just like, I need fucking sleep. Can you guys shut the fuck up?
Yeah. Yeah.
And somebody got punched and a blind kid got backhanded.
Yeah.
It do be like that sometimes.
It do be like that. Yep.
Sometimes.
You should get a shirt that said, I went to Amsterdam, all I got was shingles.
And lost 2 friends.
Where'd you travel
Cheers.
to, 1930 fucking 2?
Yeah, man.
And then it's like, yeah, all I got is shingles and lost 2 friends. Fuck you, Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll pass. Right?
You know what sucked is like
Close enough to Germany.
what sucked is retelling. So I was at such guilt that what sucked the most is retelling the story and trying to defend hitting a blind person. And my only defense was, bro, just because you're disabled doesn't mean you can't be an asshole. That was why.
That's totally.
Because I'm technically, I could be on disability, and I don't know, am I an asshole? You guys,
No.
But anyway, anyways, that's my fucking story, and it took me so long to realize, like, I don't think I did anything fucking wrong. Like, the wedding was fucking great, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, without them
Yeah.
there and me having to think about them, I wouldn't fucking, why I never partied like that, bro. I was so dehydrated because so first of all, I never drink. Second of all, I got so fucking drunk that I literally couldn't stop dancing. I couldn't stop. The Polish came into me with that techno. I couldn't stop.
That's funny.
The next morning, my wife, she almost called, like, I almost had her call 911 because I couldn't walk down the stairs because my quads were cramped from how much I was dancing. I remember the funniest part was there was exactly that 120 BPM, you know, disco polo, DJ Markski.
I do remember that from like here.
Yeah.
From like the 90s.
Yeah. Fucking B96, right?
Jesus fucking
This
Christ.
is the rhythm of the night.
And that's
Yes.
why that's the time where I lost a lot of my friends that were Polish. That's why I just never hung out with Polish people because all
they
they
went
wanted,
club scene.
like that was their thing. That was just their thing was club scene and Fast and the Furious. And I was just like, no, I'm just gonna hang and listen to metal and draw and like build tiny plastic robots. You guys, have fun.
Do you know? You know what's funny is what is how do you I don't know how it translates, but what does aparat mean when you in Polish when you translate
camera.
to, but aparat but you know what, when I worked in an all Polish factory, they were like, Filip, you're a real aparat. I've never met anybody like you. They're like, I thought it meant like character or some shit.
What is it? What is it?
Aparat.
It might be like a slang, depending on like which part of Poland they're from.
Well, it blew their mind that they were like, I told them I was Taoist and that I meditate. They're like, nie, to nie możliwe. No way. You are Polish. You have to be Roman Catholic. There's no way. There's no way you can be Buddhist. I know, Micah. What do you think of this whole situation? What's your input?
Oh, it translates to like urządzenie, which means apparatus. So like
I'm a real apparatus.
Yeah, you're a real.
Yeah, so like
a real tool.
Like a
you're a tool.
like a what do you call it? Like a Swiss Army knife, like a
fucking tool.
But no, like in a good way.
Like a skillful tool.
That's a good way to start like a SoundCloud rapper. Yo, I'm a real apparatus and my name ain't Gladys.
But no, it just like fuck, I can't think of the term that Americans use for it. Like
a jack of all trades.
Yeah, there you go. But like in a reference to like
oh
like
oh my gosh,
like
you could
a
have said the
tool.
Swiss of all. You
I'm a real tool.
Yeah, this is what
Army knives
yeah.
people.
Oh.
And
I'm
then it
looking at it
does
like I know
also
what the fuck
like
how to
the
read
other
it.
meaning is like camera.
Yeah.
So it does have like two kind of meanings. So
Yeah.
the other one is camera.
What do you think of this whole thing, Carlos? I want to know everyone's input.
What do I think about the entire situation? How you handled it?
Yeah.
I think you handled it terribly. I don't know. Punching a blind guy is probably not.
He didn't even punch him.
Yeah, it
and
was.
Well, if he wasn't
and
blind,
he tried asking him politely a bunch
you literally
of
could have
times.
sat there and just like fucking tested a few times before fucking hitting him. I just picture that.
I mean, I could have just. I could have gotten a few jabs in and be like, "It wasn't me. It wasn't me." You know?
Did you see that
That's
guy?
The best.
Where'd he go? Like, open the door, do that really quick, close the door, like slam the door shut. Who the fuck was that? As the other guy's crying on the ground.
Yeah. You know the worst part was when we did that when we had
I
our
hear every other word, and I'm like, what?
when we had our meltdown after that podcast with the Australian rapper. I was like, dude, why are you being such a fucking dick? And he's like, because you know what? You don't understand how selfish you are. We did everything you wanted to do. We went everywhere you wanted to go. And he's like pointing and yelling, and I'm just like, I'm over here, bro. Because I walked across after the road, you know. So nothing like getting shadow scolded, you know.
just leave the room.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, ain't this a fucking roast, right? We only roast the ones we love because I'm still down to be cool, but I got better.
Bygones be bygones.
I have
sometimes,
dignity.
man.
Yeah, I have dignity. If those motherfuckers want to reach out to me, let them reach out to me. One day my fat ass will, you know what, maybe if I don't run a marathon, I would just be like with a camera right next to Jan, you know, just roasting his ass. You're a pussy. You should run faster, motherfucker. I thought you biked from Arlington Heights to Wisconsin, you bitch.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
That'd be me.
So, anyways,
Yeah, I feel like you were just like at your limit. So
yeah,
being both drunk, tired, angry, you like punched the guy even though he was blind. Like,
and
Yeah, he
had
definitely
it
wasn't
coming.
gonna see it coming.
You were seeing red.
and he had it coming.
He's a
There
ginger.
You go. You were just listening to too much Chevelle at the time.
dude, the word like
Chevelle
Exactly, like,
is
and
the
the
excuse
worst-
we're using here for the rage.
because of the horrible band.
It's terrible.
Hey, Chevelle is awesome.
I don't
were
even remember.
watching something else, but I did see them at Summerfest.
I never.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, you
I
were watching something else. I can't remember.
I don't
what you
remember
were.
now. Probably something that I enjoyed way
I
more than
honestly
that.
do not remember them at all. I just remember them kind of being like what people describe as like the Nickelback of nu metal. That's what I.
Oh
But-
Give like the
yeah, I
Chicago
suppose.
boys more props.
I suppose I don't know.
Are they from Chicago? I
Yeah.
didn't even know.
Dang, don't
Well-
shit on Chicago. What the fuck? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now I have to like
They're like two brothers from Chicago
What?
that started a band.
stop
like
it.
So
I'm like 9.
You better be like fucking 100. Show me your references.
You guys continue. I'll Google
well,
this.
what I just want to say I'm glad. I'm glad to share my side of the story because you got under like in all seriousness with all the fucking strippers and pussy bananas and in all seriousness, no one really knew what I was going through. My dad had just died a few months before that. I was having a wedding coming up,
Yeah.
which is unbelievable amounts of planning, and here I am going
yeah,
on.
I went to 2 of those.
Here I am going on
Damn, bro.
my bachelor party, and it just complete fucking nightmare. Complete nightmare, you know?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Just like nothing seems to be going right. Just
No.
crazy shit happening.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Somebody's about to get the night light ducked out.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't do that, but
That's what everyone-
but I can see some. But like I don't know if I could
I
ever
would
be
definitely
that
not
angry.
punch my
but I
blind
did.
friend in the face. Never, ever.
But I did in 8th grade. There was like I went in
Bad
8th
boy.
grade. There was this one Polish kid, and everybody would assume we would be best friends
Yeah.
because he was Polish, but he was just kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Like At one point, he like said something about my mom, and I got really upset, and I grabbed my like books and like just hit him
Folding
over the
chair.
head, like folding chair with books,
right
and then
on.
we just started like tangling on the ground. Both got suspended, and then they're like, "Well, why did you guys fight?" And I was just like, "Cause you just assumed that the two Polish kids that happen to be the same age in your school full of American kids would get along. No, like you can't just force a friendship."
Those things are formed over time.
Yeah, and then I like later
And
he
Coco.
became one of those people that like just got into the club scene, and yeah.
But nobody's ever. Has nobody ever gotten into a fight with friends when they're drunk?
Yeah.
No.
What happened to you?
Yeah. Well,
I don't fight
with
people when I'm
Vidal,
drunk.
with my
Your
brother-in-law.
brother-in-law.
Oh yeah, that's my brother-in-law, and me and him we kind of drink all the time, but yeah, we got into a fight a couple of years back, because he's kind
Did you
of
give him a little mathematics 101 in the
Yeah.
face?
yeah. He has a tendency to, when he gets fucking shit faced, he gets into like a argumentative
wanted to
and like
fight
know-it-all
someone
mood.
drunk.
And he also gets like a little like pushy and fucking with you, and I was just not having it that day. And we
Oh,
got
don't
to a little back and
start. Oh
forth
my
and everything.
God.
It obviously kind of blew over quickly.
Dude, I'm
But
starving.
but I know how it is to deal with someone who's fucking hammered and just being annoying. Like you're
Dude,
not on the same level.
I don't know if.
My
Okay,
stomach
I
is
used to
hurting.
fist fight with my dad when he was drunk, so maybe I have a bias towards like stupid drunks. But I
I heard
cannot
that.
I cannot deal with stupid. Anyways,
Yeah.
I don't know. What do we move on to? We were talking about death. Is that what you want to move on to?
Why
Or
are we
should I
talking
move on
about
to-
death? Why are we
All right,
doing
all right,
this?
all right. We won't talk about that. Okay, I'll move on to. There's a certain segment that I wanted to do regularly that I call self-canceling wild Phil stories.
Okay.
So it's gonna get fucking wild. All right.
Do it. What do
Most-
we do
most-
though? Or is this like a yay and nay situation? Or
I guess-
do I just say yes and then or no or
However you want to react. Is it justified? Is it not? And it reminded me because we were talking about earlier about watch out with that stogie. Don't ash on me. And
oh yeah, I used to throw ash on my friend.
yeah. So I had a self-canceling story. So you can't cancel me for this. Okay. So I fucking around. Okay. How do I compress this? I came back. My mom made me go to fucking college. She like changed all the locks, throws my shit on the lawn in a suitcase, and goes, "You got to go to college."
Damn.
So I was depressed as fuck because I hated college. So I came back, and I had this
Not-
one friend of mine. She was this cool like tomboy metalhead chick.
Alpaca.
Her name
For
was
you.
Nicole, and Nicole was like in the black. She looked like Christina Ricci with curly hair, and she loved fucking Black Sabbath and Sleep, and you know.
Yeah.
So, and I used to be cool with her a lot, and we hung out for like a year and stuff, and she had a similar situation. Her mom got cancer, so she was kind of stuck at home taking care of her. So we were in bad positions, and we were kind of there for each other.
All right.
So then she goes to, and I didn't know, a lot of this, like, I'm not into politics, but I fucking hate this whole like outrage culture and shit. So I didn't even know what like a art school could do to a person.
Okay.
and she goes, "Oh yeah, so yeah, Phil, like I don't know if we could hang out as much because I'm going to Columbia art school in Chicago, so I won't be around as much, but hang in there, dude, and we'll fucking chill on the holidays, all right?"
Yes, Queen, get your shit.
She goes away, and she comes back like I didn't
I
know.
hope that I'm
Like
not cheering for the wrong side.
when she was there, when she was like before she like left, she's this cool fucking hard ass metalhead, the kind of chick that you would not even go around in a mosh pit. You know,
Yeah.
she knows how to handle her shit. She's
Yeah.
a beast. She comes back, and I didn't know she like got.
Thank you for saying that.
She got just smothered with these like feminist classes and civil rights, like, which is all cool, but you know what it can do to a person. It takes you to a huge extreme. So we go to this bar, and I'm smoking a fucking cigar. You tell me who's most justified. Here's where the self-canceling goes. I'm telling her a story. I got into a huge fucking fight with my mom. My mom is a narcissist, horrible person. She used to fucking, like, any girlfriend that I brought by, she would, like, get mad that I have a girlfriend and then scream and pretend that, like, I hit her. She would
like that you hit your mom?
Yeah.
Oh.
My mom would say
Terrible.
it. My mom would do that. She would make shit up. She would, like, call the cops, and the cops come, and they'd be like, we can't arrest him for raising his voice. No, that's not how it works. You know, because she came from this old school Polak family where you're just supposed to be talked down to. And I'm like, bitch, I'm not taking this. So I'm, like, bitching to Nicole, and unfortunately, I downloaded an entire terabyte of All in the Family, you know, with Archie Bunker. So I just keep calling my mom a dumb broad because I just had too much All in the Family.
That triggered something in her.
Yeah, it triggered Nicole. I'm about to fucking flick my stogie. She goes, no. That's not how you put it out. I go, oh, why? And I didn't realize she was pissed that I kept saying dumb broad. So she takes it and she starts putting it out on my hand. And I'm like, oh,
you
bitch,
crazy
I see what you're
bitch.
fucking
You
doing.
Crazy
and I
bitch.
like, you know what? I'm like, I'm not going to freak out. I'm
You
gonna
crazy bitch. That is uncalled.
That is uncalled.
for.
Yeah, that's fucking...
That's assault.
So I'm fucking Wild Phil. So I'm trying to keep my composure, but still come out on top. I'm a welder, bitch. You know how many burns I get a day? My whole arm looks like I have meth scabs. So I just let her put it out, and I go, wait a minute, no, you can't just do that. There's still burning embers. We might start a fire. Don't you listen to Smokey? Here's how you do it. And I sucked in a huge amount of phlegm. Welder's phlegm, because I got like black soot in my nose. I spit in my mouth, and then I start swirling it around. So I'm like, see, that's what puts out the fire. And then I gave her a little, I just smeared it on her face, this phlegm and this ash. And I never fucking heard from her ever again. But that's...
I mean, bitch had it coming, but...
Yeah.
Damn, how the fuck do you get a fucking cigar put out in your fucking hand?
Yeah. Who results in that solution, right?
God damn.
Yeah.
That's wild. She was wild.
That's
And
fucking...
all you got, and all she got is just some.
How would
spit
you
and
react?
ash.
Somebody putting out a cigar on you?
I'd have fucking punched that bitch. For real. I'd have knocked her the fuck out.
Is that
I
the,
would not have let
is
her
that the
even
skinny
do
bro that used to come
shit.
over to the house with Brittany and
No
them?
fucking way.
No, that's Vicky.
Oh,
She
okay.
would have touched that fucking thing, and I would have been like already walking away, and then she would have tried. Then I probably would have fucking hit her. But I'm a
Yeah, I don't
woman.
know.
I'm a woman, so.
I'd just be like, bitch, you crazy, and just run away.
Yeah, dude.
Like lately, I just
you-
avoid.
Why would anyone want to do that
just
to you?
avoid That's true though. Like,
You're
but
so
I just
like peaceful.
avoid
hard to-
conflict.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine this guy like anybody doing
In
anything
any
to
situation
him
that like that would
that.
get me into that kind of situation. Except one time recently, not recently.
Share.
Imperial Oak had like some. I think it was during St. Patty's Day. They had like Irish ginseng.
What is Imperial Oak? Is that a bar?
It's a brewery. Yeah,
Okay.
I used to work there last summer. But they had like during St. Patty's, they had like Irish dancers from like a local school.
Yeah.
And like me and my friend Katie are standing there like watching from like kind of the doorway, but in a corner. And like we've got a good view. Like we're out of the way. I'm pretty tall. Like so I'm standing towards the back. We're like not blocking anybody's view. Everybody's just kind of around the stage. And this like a dude taller than I am. Like I'm 6 feet. Like this dude must have been like 6'7" maybe. He's just like tall, lanky.
Yeah.
And he stands right in front of Katie and I. And like I'm in mid conversation, we're like just kind of talking and like looking over, kind of seeing the dancing, and then I was just like, and then there is this fucking asshole, and the guy
my
turns
God.
around and's like, what do you mean? And I was just like, yeah, we're just like watching the show, and you stood right in front of us. And at this point, he like stands right up next to me, and I'm like stoned as hell, but I have my knife in my pocket, and like my hand just slowly goes for the knife, and I'm just like, just do something. And like LT, this like tiniest brewer, he's like this sweetest old man. He like walks up, he's like, no, what's happening over here? He didn't mean anything by it. He's a regular. And I was just like, yeah, he's like trying to stare me down. And like, I think at one point he turns around, he's like, what did you say? And I was just like, oh, look at this asshole over here. And he was just like, and he just trying to like stare me down. And I'm just like, what? Like literally looking at the guy up because he's like,
make your move.
Like,
make your move.
I am just standing here. You were the asshole in this situation. And Katie's just next to me. She's just like, Greg?
That's so unlike you, Greg. I could really
We're having a staring contest.
Fix her glasses.
But
That's
like,
so
I was
unlike
just
you.
like,
we're man-childs having a
like,
staring contest, okay?
yeah, then like
if
that's
I
just
blink, I lose.
that just like pissed me off. Like clearly,
You genuinely.
you
were
could have
mad.
like
That's
asked if we could like move so you could stand behind us, or like don't just like legit stand right in front of us when you can see us.
There's
like seeing.
There's so many of those moments at
must have
shows
had a
that do.
lot of
I was in the dick position, as well, not in the sex position. And I am being the dick. I was in that fucking position one time, by accident, because this is shitty to do, but if I ever want to be in the front row of like a violent show, I just push myself through. There's already a pit going. So I was at House, dude. I fucking hate House
literally
of
my
Blues.
bread and butter. It's what I'm gonna do.
The sound
that.
at House of
So
Blues is
fucked
terrible.
up.
The sound at House of Blues
Terrible.
is terrible.
How dare you say that's terrible?
You like House of Blues?
No, you said it was bad to push your way through the crowd. I think that that's the rite of fucking passage. If you can do that, you should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
how's that terrible?
But no, no. So I was at Behemoth, and Wolves in the Throne Room was opening, and I had to piss so bad. So I ran, and then I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna push my way through, and I didn't realize that where I was pushing was a designated area with a rail for the handicapped people. So I fucking ended up on top of a guy with like muscular dystrophy in a wheelchair.
You really have to look where you're going first.
It was so bad. I was
Jesus, Phil. You find yourself in these situations.
I know.
It's your own choices.
It's that wild Phil mode. I call it wild Phil mode because I don't want to call it mania.
I hear that.
But
what are you trying to get?
Anyways, you know what it reminded me of is
yeah, just wait till you can.
It reminded me of like when you were mentioning Irish dancing, bro.
Man.
So I went to a Catholic school
Do you
in
want this?
Chicago.
I do. Take it.
I went to a Catholic school in Chicago,
and
like I don't know shit about the Irish. Like being a little Polish kid who just learning, I was just like, oh, they're just another fucking white people, whatever.
Yes,
and there was this one chick. We had a talent show, so people were going up there doing stupid fucking, look, my thumb's disappearing magic show, and I can put my yo-yo to sleep, So this chick goes in front of the class, and she starts Irish dancing. And the first thing in my mind, because I'm like, I'm a Polish kid, I'm learning this culture. So I think I'm like, how did baseball originate? And I'm just thinking like, how the fuck did Irish dancing originate? Like you got to be completely poker face, waist up, but you're going wild, waist down. Is it because like the IRA was machine gunning you? Like where you're in front of a firing squad and you're only allowed to move your feet, But here's the funniest thing.
So fucking funny.
Here's the funniest thing. This chick was like one of the ugly girls in the class. Like I felt bad. Not a lot of guys gave her attention, but dude, she was the girl who a pretty big pair of swingers blossomed in her first. I mean, let's just say where everyone's flat. I probably had the biggest tits at that point before her, in that I was a chubby kid, and she, just after 1 year, fucking basketballs. So when she goes up to do Irish dancing, everybody in the class is just like, "Oh man, I love Irish dancing! Bounce, bounce, bounce!" But like,
Terrible kids.
Oh my god.
Hey, we didn't have Pornhub back then, okay?
That's like so innocent.
With the pages stuck together.
It's so innocent and so sweet that you guys do that. Like
We had magazines.
Have no idea.
It's like every kid is pervy at that point, though. It's like
Carlos said we had magazines with pages stuck together, bro. I would go to those woods where bums jag off into and just collect every page that I saw. It looked like I had a serial killer blueprint on my wall. Just a collage of squid pussies, you know?
just stuck to torn pages.
I'm like, oh, gee, I don't need Elmer's glue for this collage. Like,
oh boy, I wonder why.
It's pre-sticky.
It just comes that way, I guess.
Oh
Why does it taste a little salty?
Why are you tasting it, Greg?
Yeah.
The paper, it's paper. Don't taste the paper.
We're just going to taste shit that we find in the woods.
Don't taste things you find ever out.
Well, I got a canceling.
Food that's
You got a self-canceling story,
Yeah,
Carlos?
I don't want it
I don't think I
anymore.
ever told
I'm so
anybody this one.
fucking
I just
hungry.
I think that's done.
Carlos
Do you want me
has a
to jump it for
self-canceling
you?
story.
Do you want more?
I just kept it in the dark part of my mind.
Jeez.
Weed is turning up the ADD to
Yeah.
11.
I'm sorry.
No.
Apologies.
No, I'm just joking. No, but
Don't even avert. It's cool, man.
This is what happens when
I hope you guys are having a
This
good
is what
time.
happens.
Yeah, no, we
I'm
are. We're
having a
just-
blast.
I'm listening
No,
to you guys.
I hope you're
fucking
okay with
giving
like
the
two
reactions.
stoners just kind of disappearing
it's cool.
on you
Yeah,
for a
it's-
second here and there.
it's
But no, I'm having a blast.
no.
I just didn't know what to expect because
Yeah.
I've never really listened to a podcast.
Oh, okay.
Like, this is legit my first time doing anything with a podcast.
well, I'm
Ever.
Same.
I'm glad for you to be my virgin
Like,
to this.
Pop your little cherry there.
we're...
But
Now we're good. But no, I
what?
think like one of my ex-wives wanted me to listen to the Michelle Obama one.
Yeah.
And like I might have heard it in the background when she did, but like
She's
other
got
than
a
that, I
podcast.
don't.
yeah,
Yeah,
Michelle Obama's gonna.
yeah. Other than that, I had no idea what this is about. So
I think I heard a bit about that, about how like
because every time they recorded at like Josephine's, I sat outside and got high.
yeah. You know, I'm not shitting, but I cannot keep up with the Josephine's podcast only because it's like one-liner after one-liner after one-liner after one-liner, and I'm like, oh my god, like
I
Maybe-
only
maybe it's
listen
'cause
to it
I'm an
when
open micer.
working.
Yeah.
And that's not just because I don't like it. I like it. I think it's actually funny, but I don't always like what they're talking about, and I don't like to be forced to be inside if I don't want to be.
well, you don't like to be forced inside if you don't want to be.
Yeah.
Were you raised in a cage? Were you a
No,
feral
but
child?
I wasn't a no, but like I don't like to be controlled in any way like that.
I know.
So I like to choose my thing, and if I can choose to be outside, I'm gonna be outside.
I could picture Mike on Jerry Springer, and the thing is, I don't like to be forced in a cage. Here is our first guest.
You can't cage
God.
me. That's
Here's our
Yeah.
second guest,
Oh,
despite all my
God.
rage. Fucking Billy Corgan.
Still just a rat in a cage. Fuck
He
yeah.
like I met him once.
You did?
You did? What?
Yeah,
Talk
and I
about
lived in Milwaukee at the time with my first ex-wife, and then we drove down here to meet him at like a show, and we like parked, waited forever. And eventually I realized I got a ticket at the end of the story too for like illegal parking.
Oh man, that sucks, dude.
Was it
But, like-
from Billy himself for
Ticket.
not stroking his ego enough?
Ugh.
Possibly, but no.
or
so,
making fun of his Vitiglia arm?
I knew it. He's gonna go.
But no, it was for the release of his poetry book.
Oh, okay.
Because at that time I still kind of liked the Smashing Pumpkins, and I was
Yeah.
just like, oh, Billy Corgan, he might be kind of cool. Like, he might have some cool poetry.
Yeah.
So, and he was like doing a signing and whatnot. So we like waited in this line forever, and like the people like running the line were like, I don't know, like hella strict about everything. They were just like, you like can't ask for a photo. Like, you will take one photo with your phone. like kind of shit, and I was just like, that's fine, whatever. So,
that
like,
sounds like some Billy Corgan restrictions.
Yeah, so like we finally get up there to the front, and I was just like, hey, we drove for like 2 hours to be here to like, and then waited in like a hella long line, like just wanted to say hi. He's like, awesome. And
that's it.
And I was just like, all right.
Yeah.
Billy Corgan. And then like we go outside, and I got a ticket to it, and I was just like, fuck you, Billy Corgan.
He's
I was just so like,
I would have felt
crushed because it might have been an idol of yours or something, right? No,
like, yeah, like,
that's what happened to me.
Like, you could have just been like, you could have just been like, no, that's awesome, man, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
like that would have been a lot better than just like, awesome.
That's it.
Cheers. Okay,
Next.
Basically, like,
yeah, dude, he's such a piece of shit, man. And you know what? But some of my like in-laws make fun of me how much I fucking hate Billy Corgan because, dude, okay, they were my favorite fucking band growing up as a child. They were like one of my first albums.
I still think like Melancholy and Infinite Sadness, like beginning to end, is just such a fucking fantastic record.
It's like the Wall of our generation.
Yeah,
you know.
But then just Billy Corgan is just kind of a dick.
He is. Yeah. And you know, like, so here's my experience with it. So like, okay,
Mike is just like, do not offend Billy Corgan.
Why is
no, it's cool. I'm just listening. I'm just listening.
Are we offending Micah?
I'm not offended at all in
Okay,
any way.
good.
I actually am just like, this is just my reaction.
Billy's my neighbor, and he takes care of my plants.
You don't know him, you guys.
I was waiting for all of you to shit on him first.
No, I don't know that guy. I don't owe him anything.
No, okay. So here's what's funny. I had a few experiences involving him. First, so this is, I'm fucking creepy. I'm a creep. Okay. So when I used to get panic attacks, I've had panic attacks my whole life. I can finally manage it now through EMDR. They office space my ass through fucking hypnosis. But when I tried to manage it without anger, I was like, you know what? I know what I'll do. I'm going to do something that I'll regret, but it isn't violent. And what I would do is whenever I started getting anxiety, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go for a drive in a random direction. And I fucking went on the 294. I ended up in Wisconsin until the anxiety went down. And I'm up there and I'm like, you know who lives out here? Michael Jordan and Billy Corgan.
That's neat.
Let's stalk them down.
Oh, boy.
And I didn't want to go to Michael Jordan because he has like fucking 20 acres of cornfields, you know, like... I'm not going to run through there, you know. Michael! I want to be like Mike. As I get fucking like stuck in some barbed wire in his farm, you know.
Oh, my.
So I looked up where Billy Corgan lives, and I was like, oh, I'll just pretend like, you know, I'm lost. Can you give me directions? I went by his house. He lives on like the shore of Lake Michigan. You could probably look it up online. And his house looks like, do you remember that cartoon, The Gargoyles?
No.
They would come to life
the
at
name,
night
but
shit.
like I don't remember what they where they lived. Yeah,
it's very castle-like. There's gargoyles everywhere. I mean, it looks like art from Melancholy's.
Yeah.
Fucking the inlet, you know. And there's just fucking moss everywhere. And I didn't have the balls to go up to it. But here's the second thing. When I found that out, while looking up, I'm like, oh wait, did you hear about his cafe?
Zuzu's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shithole. Fucking shithole.
Aww.
Because, bro, I went there and I'm like, they have like literally a measuring cup of tea, which is fucking soot and water. It tastes like fucking coffee that's been standing for 3 days, and it's like $15. So I'm like, okay, fuck this. What else is going on here? And I go through there, and I'm not even joking. Like, he has this like, you know, if you have records for sale, have at least a fucking shelf.
Yeah.
He had one like box crate of old Smashing Pumpkins records with the old members' autographs, and they're all like $800. I'm like, oh, so the mad members that don't want to be with you, you're selling these, you're riding their coattails. Like, basically. Oh my God. And then like
$1,000 at a time.
And then I just remember too, like there's so many, then you know what else I remember? Do you know who, the fuck is it? Peter Hook and the Light. Do you know what that is?
No.
Peter. Okay, so do you know Joy Division?
By name.
Yeah, they're old
It's
80s band.
they're famous for that song, Love will tear us apart again.
Yeah.
So the first they were Joy Division. Then the singer had the same epilepsy as me, and he killed himself.
Oh.
So then they got a new singer, and they became New Order.
Okay.
And Peter Hook is like the one of the only remaining members, and he plays at Metro in Chicago every year, and they play a split of like the best of Joy Division and the best of New Order. So I'm at this show, and because I fucking love them, not expecting anything, I'm just like, I'm here to see New Order and Joy Division, you know, and they stop at one song, and he goes, we actually, because they're from Britain, he's like, we actually have a friend here who's going to help us with a song. And I'm like, who? I'm like, oh shit, it's going to be one of the Smashing Pumpkins. So who the fuck do they pull up? They pull up the replacement guitarist of James Iha. Basically what I call the new Asian guy. You know, like, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this guy. Fuck. Yeah. And they go, and then at the end of the song he goes, thanks, Billy. And he points up, and I look up, and there's Billy Corgan with a fucking hoodie, like, looking like a chode hiding into a cave, you know, with his fucking...
Dressed like the Unabomber?
Yeah, seriously. Like, so, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to rush out of this show afterwards to try and maybe meet him. Dude, he fucking booked out of there into some Escalade, didn't want to meet anybody. And I think one person, there's a video on YouTube where one person asks him, he's like, so how come you didn't play any songs? And he's like, because people like you ask me to do so. How about that? And then he leaves. Like, what a bitch, dude. What a bitch. Every single thing about, like, everything that Billy, the amount of irrelevance that he has, he fucking deserves. Like, you know what I thought was really douchey recently? You guys, obviously, everybody around the fucking state heard about that Highland Park shooting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you hear what Billy does? It's like, well, we're going to hold a little Madame Zoo's personal concert of Smashing Pumpkins songs to help the victims. Bro, you're trying to remain relevant. Nobody fucking asked you. What does old Smashing Pumpkins have to do with a shooting?
Yeah.
If anything, that's got like, oh my god, it was. I have so much hate for that guy. He's an idol who let me down.
Yep.
But
I feel like that about it.
You know, the other thing too that's interesting is when you look up on all the, because I basically like Smashing Pumpkins up until Melancholy is pristine, and then after that it's just shit. I mean, Adore is all right.
Yeah.
But the newer anything after Adore, I didn't even like. I tried listening to, and it's just it literally. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like if you asked AI to generate a Smashing Pumpkins song. You know, just a generic fucking like Xerox.
And then just kind of same with his like side projects.
Yeah, what Zwan, William Patrick Corgan, his solo shit. But oh my god, I'm trying to think of what was. There was some other thing I remember. Something I was. Oh yeah, you know what's interesting is when you look at the old albums.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting how many good songs were written by James Iha.
I'll have to look that up.
And then you realize how much Billy stifled his ass in the band.
Yeah.
And the last experience that I have that's fucking hilarious. I saw Smashing Pumpkins 2019 or 18. Mm-hmm. I was like man crying because I remember being in 8th grade. Smashing Pumpkins, they said, we're breaking up. We're playing our last show for New Year's. Yeah. I fucking had my VHS in, trying to make sure it's rewound and it isn't going to get sucked in to record. And I'm crying that I never get to see them. So now 2018 comes and they played a show. It was called like When Rock and Roll Stole Christmas or some shit.
Yeah.
It was.
I remember.
It was the guy from
Q101.
Yeah.
Those shows. It's like the night we stole Christmas. Or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
And they had Albert Hammond from The Strokes opening up. Not bad. I don't like The Strokes at all, but he was actually not bad. Then they had this guy Grant.
Strokes are all right.
I don't. I mean, that's just me.
They're all right. I said.
I'm not shitting on them.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
That's my favorite band.
Micah's.
I'm just giving him a shout out. It's like
You
it's
just
not
look
there
like
all right.
your favorite
you know?
band is the Deftones.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, right?
But your favorite band is The Strokes, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, shit. Wow, okay. All right.
That's actually hilarious.
Wow, you surprised me with that one. That was wild.
Yeah.
I could see
the way he said it, he's like, That's my favorite band.
I feel like
and we're just like
I have
ripping ass on him. And he's just like, no,
is-
seriously,
no.
that's actually like my favorite band.
Right. So let's
My
pretend,
feelings are
wild.
hurt.
let's pretend
It's
we
not.
didn't. Let's pretend we didn't say that and just rip on the Deftones. That way things will be equal. Nobody will get offended. No confrontation.
Why is there gotta be confrontation?
No. I love the Deftones. I do like the. I mean, once in a while.
Like every now and then I'll still like.
It's mostly nostalgia.
I'll do just like White Pony. And
Yeah.
and that's pretty much it.
'Cause back to school, we are the leader. As much as I love that singing, I kind of feel like that's what I'm gonna sound like when I get my prostate exam. Not too deep. Anyways, so rah.
All right,
Anyways,
so
Albert Hammond Jr. opens up. The next band was horrible. Fucking horrible, and I know for a fact every one of us would. It was called Grandson. It was this fucking like I don't know what is it. What is the new generation called? Like Gen Z.
I guess so. Yeah.
yeah,
It was like this Gen Z scrawny kid who his voice sounds like Perry Farrell from Jane's Addiction, but he's trying to rap like Rage Against the Machine. And every single, you know how they make fun of Slayer, how like they always rhyme the shun, Tion, destruction, humiliation, erasure, like. What, Michael?
Michael loves Slayer.
I love Slayer
do.
too. I love Slayer too, but that's what this guy was doing. So picture of Rage Against the Machine was with the Jane's Addiction singer. He's just like, Bulls on parade. Go with it now.
No, I don't like this.
Jane says. Like
That was bad.
I know.
I
It's
don't like
fucking.
that.
The movie sucked through me. Now sit outside your door. Now testify. That's how he sounded. It was.
I need a sound clip for
It
reference.
was so fucking bad. This is my claim to fame of that show. Is the guy in front of me started having a seizure when they were on, and I was allowed to laugh because I'm epileptic, and I'm like, bro, I'm sad that I'm not having a seizure to this horrendous shit. Like, so. Anyways. But so here's the part that's funny about Billy Corgan. He goes on, and because it was a Christmas show,
Yeah.
they had all these green, and you ever see like coverage of like a Flaming Lips show?
No.
It's super interactive. They have fucking like it's like Fish or like Grateful Dead where they have like they're passing around an inflatable monster or some shit.
Yeah.
So they had all these green and red balloons the size of yoga balls fall down, and dude. Everyone is spiking these balls into Billy's face. They're all fucking spiking them into his face. And he goes, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm just letting you know, guys. 10-year-old me would be fucking pissed and shut this down. But I'm cool, okay? Here's James. I'm taking a break. And then fucking, it was great.
Jeez, what a bitch.
Yeah, what a bitch, right? I need a timeout despite my rage.
It's got
So-
that tone. When I come back here, this room better be clean.
Yeah, you tell them.
When I come back here, my new albums better sell. All right, I better be relevant. You ever see that video where they put his voice on somebody on a roller coaster? Just wee.
Wait, whose voice?
Billy Corgan.
No, I did not see that.
Yeah, they just fucking in 1979 when he goes,
Yeah.
'Cause we
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
even. They just dragged out that voice. So there's just like a little kid going wee.
Monotones, not excited.
Anyways, so they keep playing, and then here what made me laugh the most is I'm drunk as fuck, crying from happiness that I'm seeing them. They put James on, the original,
Yeah.
and he starts playing a cover of "Friday I'm in Love" by The Cure, and I recorded the whole thing. I put it on YouTube, and I'm like, holy shit, why is this going viral? And it's all comments. Who's the drunk asshole singing along to this? They're ruining it. It was me. It's Friday. I'm in love. Tuesday, I don't care about you. Monday's great and Wednesday too. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It's
amazing.
It's still up there if anybody wants to look it up. But So
That's amazing.
I don't know where to. Oh, Carlos, you had a self-canceling story. I fucking completely went
it's
over.
All good. This is I never told anybody.
Let me check what time we're at real quick.
It's 8:37.
This thing hasn't been recording for the last 45 fucking minutes.
Let's see. Oh shit.
What?
Let's see, this is still going. I'm just gonna. I'm wondering if I should light up another stogie. Oh, I won't be able to sleep. I'll be fucking
Wired.
I'll have grizzly bear sleep apnea.
Oh, that's not good.
35-year-old problems. So, back to the splice. Carlos had a self-canceling story, that's correct?
Yes. I still feel guilty about this shit every
You guys
time.
ready to cancel this motherfucker?
So,
Perhaps.
when, do you remember the house in Addison I was at? We had a bathroom upstairs, we had a bathroom downstairs.
You had a house in Addison, Illinois.
Yeah. So I had the basement with separate bathroom.
Yeah.
Well, what I used to do is I used to go down there and drink while my kid was asleep upstairs.
Yeah.
So I'll be down there and I'd fucking polish off a few beers or whatever. But the fucking bathroom down there.
By polish off, you mean you gave a blowjob to the bottle?
Yes, after. Yes.
That's a strange ceremony.
Then I poured on my
Hold on.
back.
You don't want to see him after that many beers. You don't want to see what happens when you give him a boot. Like.
Oh boy.
So the fucking bathroom wasn't working. So what I would do is I would go and I would piss out the fucking window mostly.
Yeah.
But when I would get shit faced, what I would do is I would take like a fucking 2 liter of milk that was down there and I would just piss in it. And like whatever, empty that shit out later. And it was one of those nights where I was just drinking down there till like fucking 2. I went upstairs, went to bed, came back down in the morning, made my kid breakfast, and I went downstairs and I started gaming, and he was around me, and he was like 5 at the time, so he had a tendency of just picking shit up and drinking it. So he picked up that thing and he fucking drank it, and I just heard behind me, I heard like spitting shit all over the ground.
You're the Cuban R. Kelly.
And then I had to think like quick, like I have to make some shit up because I don't want him going to his mom's house and his school and saying I drank Dad's piss. So I was like, oh, that's beer. That's beer. That's why you never fucking drink beer. It's just disgusting. You don't drink it. So he believed it. He goes, yeah, beer's nasty and disgusting. But I've always thought that if he does grow up and decides to drink, that he'll never be able to find the liquor Dad used to drink. Like he'll constantly be on pursuit to find that.
Why did it go to beer? I would just be like, oh, don't drink that. That milk's going bad.
Yeah. No, I went to beer right away because I didn't want him to pick up anything and just drink it.
Oh, yeah.
And I figured he would immediately think beer was
He's probably going to
disgusting.
try beer again and not even think about it.
Or he's going to pay a hooker to pee on him. And all
he
he's gonna think
might
about
have
is
a
me.
pee thing. You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna be R. Kelly Jr.
Yeah.
That's what's
Maybe.
gonna
Yeah.
happen.
That's not terrible.
inadvertently
That's just like your mind
Kelly, my
going
kid.
to like the safest thing.
I just,
That's
you
not
know,
like a self-canceling thing.
I mean, but at the same time, as wild as shit I've been in, I don't know if I'd ever find myself pissing in a milk that's full, because I love milk.
No, it was empty.
Maybe that's the 1% Jew in me from 23andMe. You wasted the
Oh,
milk.
was there like any milk left, or
No,
was
it
it
was
just
empty. It was
straight?
Oh, it was empty.
It was
okay.
I thought you meant that there was just
Yeah, I
like...
thought you were
Yeah.
mixing it in, and
I would
he's
just-
like eating
I would
Fruit Loops.
piss in it, and then I would take it outside and pour it. Okay, the fucking bathroom was being worked on, and the fucking toilet wouldn't have water coming into her flush, and I just remember
Okay.
like
I just thought that was like
no,
actual
I don't
like
just piss and milk. It's
just like some piss and
Now
milk.
it's
That way you
3%.
could have just been like
Yeah,
that way you could have just been like,
3%.
oh shit, that's milk. That's going bad.
3%.
That's
So you eat
why
a shit
I
ton
was
of
thinking
bacon.
Of that. Fair.
Jeez.
No, you didn't do anything bad. I'd be just like, oh yeah, that's beer. Sorry.
I would just take whatever was in the garbage can, and be like, yeah, I'm pissing in this,
Yeah.
and then I would just close it off, put it on the floor or something, and yeah.
You know,
Right.
I was a fucking
awful.
I was a troll since I was a child. That's the guy I'm gonna be. I was a troll before the word was invented. And I used to my family used to go
You
to
lived
this.
under a bridge.
I didn't live under no, but wait. If it was a van down by the river. That's
mine. I
that's-
like the green one.
No. But no, I fucking my family used to go to Wisconsin. That was like our Polish We are in America tradition every fucking year. We're going to Wisconsin Dells again. Ah, great. Ripley's Believe It or Not for the 40th fucking time. This time I do believe it, Ripley. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. So
I just stayed there on my way around Lake Michigan.
yeah.
And then I also got almost arrested in Wisconsin on that trip.
Oh my God. For what?
For possession.
Oh, man.
Because I totally forgot that Wisconsin is not cool with pot.
Oh, God. You'd think with those fucking cheese eaters. Christ.
Like, I know. So, like, I basically, Friday after work, I decided to drive around Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
And on the way through Michigan...
You're riding your motorcycle, right?
No, in my car.
Okay.
And on my way through Michigan, I decided to just stock up because it's cheaper on one hand, and the taxes aren't as horrible. So
Yeah.
I bought some pot, like an ounce. And
Yeah.
I'm like driving back. The first night I stayed close to Bel Air somewhere at some strange Airbnb that was like a resort room that was being like refurnished and like refurbished.
Yeah.
So like I was just like, okay, this is really strange, but like yeah, I'll sleep here 4 hours. And then I get up at 4:45, drove to Mackinac Bridge to like see the sunrise there, and like smoked up there, and then I just decided to keep driving. And one point the speed limit went from 30 to 25 going downhill. And by the
That's
time
fucking ridiculous.
And by the time I caught up with like braking even from like the 33 that I
Yeah.
noticed that the speed was 25 down the hill, like I like started slowing down, and then there was a cop on the left, sorry Micah, and then I just saw him like turn around, and I was just like, fuck.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm still kind of stoned, and he just has me do the whole sobriety test, like goes through my car, like he just basically pulls me over. He's like, do you know why I pulled you over? And I was just like, that hill like took me a little too long to like realize I should be braking because that speed limit down there is
Yeah.
like off, like.
Dude, the
And he was
people-
just like, and
the
that's
people-
why he's sitting there, because it's
Yeah.
it's a speed trap.
It's an easy
without
fucking
yeah.
The
But
people,
then, of
the people
course,
there
he-
got to be like retarded from the brake dust.
Yeah.
You know, like just in the air. It's probably just a fucking
Because
cloud.
it's like, yeah. But no. So I'm like, he can clearly smell weed in my car. That's on me.
Man.
But he's like, have you smoked any marijuana today? And I was just like, yep. I smoked in the morning after I watched the sunrise by Mackinac, and then I drove. She's like, do you have any marijuana in your car? And I was just like, yes I do. And like I like told him where.
Yeah.
And because I was just like, at this point, like, I might as well just be fucking honest. Like,
Yeah.
would, like, I'm just a stoner driving around Lake Michigan. Like,
Yeah.
I literally have my bicycle,
Don't
my
kill
tent.
my vibe, Officer Jenkins.
Jesus.
I have my, like, bicycle, my tent in the back. And, like, most of the time I just, like, cruise the speed limit and just cruise and enjoy the sights of northern Michigan and
Yeah.
Wisconsin. But yeah, so I was just like, I'm honest about it all. He's like, all right, step out of the car. He has me do the whole like walk foot by foot while like staring straight ahead, counting to 15, and then I want you to take like a clockwise turn too, and then you turn around and keep walking. And I keep doing all that shit for him.
Yeah.
And then another cop pulls up, and I was just like, fuck me. And then at that point, that guy gets out, and he like kind of takes over. Like,
was he like, you're lucky it wasn't night because metalheads wear black, and when I see black, I shoot because I'm a fucking cop.
You know what I don't get here in Chicago? Weed's legal, but if you're driving and you have a pipe in your car, they can still give you a ticket for paraphernalia. It doesn't make any fucking sense. That's like driving with a bottle opener.
You got to
There should be
smoke
like
it
a
out of
fucking
your
ticket for
hand.
that.
That is so bogus.
Well, I
to
guess
do
you could
that.
have a have joints. Like you can still smoke it without a pipe.
We were coming back. Me and a drummer that I jammed with, we were coming back from doing a little show in the city a couple months back, and on the way back they pulled him over and he had a grinder, and literally haven't used it yet. It's a brand new grinder, little Rick and Morty, and the cop came to the window and says, "Oh, is that a grinder?" And he just kind of looked. He goes, I mean,
I'm a chef, and that's for my peppercorn.
I don't know.
Okay.
But she basically, she's like, "Can I see it?" And he goes, "Yeah." And she opened it up, looked at it, and smelled it, and she goes, "All right, good, you're fine. But if I smelled anything in there, I would be able to confiscate it and give you a ticket."
Wow.
And like, I didn't want to be combative with the bitch because we're already like, she's probably gonna let us go.
Yeah.
But I was just like, but that doesn't make any sense. It's like weed's legal. And she goes, "Yeah, but you're not supposed to smoke and drive." I'm like, well, if it's empty, why would you smell it? Like, if it's empty, that means that it's already been smoked. It's gone.
Yeah, I mean,
it's brand new. Cool,
like maybe smelling smoke while I'm driving, you can.
Well, that's good to know,
that.
though.
Well, cops are
should,
pissed
Stupid
because they can't catch you in the
car.
act.
Yeah. So I should.
You know what I want to say?
I just gotta hide all my stuff then.
Yeah,
Like not have it.
Yeah,
in,
I mean, have you ever seen like
throw it in my backpack and throw my backpack in the
No,
back?
you gotta have stash spots. Like, have you ever seen like heavyweights?
No.
Yes.
Where it's
the kids at the fat camp?
A kid's fat camp.
Yeah.
He's like stashing salamis in his pillowcase. He's got like Snickers bars tied together in a post, you know?
Yeah.
You got a bunch of stash spots.
Because I like use my little like satchel that's supposed to keep the like smell out, but I should probably like just get a new one because
that was a good movie.
It's a great movie. I was a fat
keep it
kid.
in my
Wasn't the
center
instructor?
console.
Wasn't that Ben Stiller?
Yeah, Ben Stiller's in it.
I have a little vault there.
But yeah, then so I go through this whole like you're getting sobriety
you're
tested.
putting on Cirque du Soleil for the cop.
Basically, yeah. And then this other guy shows up that's apparently that guy's superior. And like before we did anything, he had like patted me down and I had my knife on me, so that's like on the guy's hood of his car. And then so I'm just standing there while the other officer, like the one that pulled me over, is like searching my car. And I'm standing there talking to the other officer after like we finished the sobriety test, and he's like at one point like he grabbed the jar of weed I bought and like twists it open and closes it, and then the other guy's like, "Damn, I can smell that from here," and I was just like, because it's gonna be so good. Like in my head, I was just like, it was gonna be beautiful.
You should have been like, "Officer, the way you twisted that, you've got arthritis. You should try some."
You should fucking try some.
But no, so we continue talking, and the guy's just like, the guy is just like, "Well, I've never done it, but like, how does it, like, how do you feel?" And I was just like, "I don't know, it helps my anxiety, man. Like, that's about it. Like, I have terrible social anxiety, and if I smoke, I don't."
Yeah.
And then, so like today, I like got up, watched the sunrise by Mackinac Bridge, and like by Mackinac Island, smoked some pot, and then just decided to drive. And he was just like, "Okay." So it's like, do you watch South Park? And I was just like, "Yeah, I used to, yeah." And he's like, Randy owns a weed farm now." And I was just like,
Oh god.
I was just like, what? Like,
the fuck?
I am high. I'm just like, what is happening right now? And then he's like, points at the knife. He's like, "Is that yours?" And I was just like, "Oh yeah." He like, he took it off of me and put it over there. And he's like, "You should grab that." And I was just like, "Okay." He's like, "That's a really nice piece." And I was just like, "Thank you." And I grab it and pop it open. It's just like out of a habit when somebody tells me I have a nice knife.
Yeah.
And like hand it to him. And I was just like, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry. I should probably not just flip open a knife in front of you." And he's like, no, it's okay. You seem like a pretty chill guy." And I was just like, "Thank you." And he's like, "All right,
you
so
should see me when I don't smoke weed."
And then he was just like, at the end, he's like, "All right, so we're not going to arrest you, but we have to confiscate everything because Wisconsin is zero like tolerance policy. So we have to confiscate everything that I found in your car." And basically,
how much do you think it was that he lost?
An ounce and a half.
Ah,
fees.
It was like $300 worth of weed.
You know what's
And
funny?
then I tried to look up the ticket just like yesterday, because he gave me like the printout because I got a ticket for possession and possession of paraphernalia. But I tried to look it up by my birthday, my last name, and like my driver's license number. Nothing came up. I tried to look it up by like the ticket number.
Yeah.
And nothing came up. So should I call and be like, hey, I have these 2 tickets. I'm trying to pay these online. I can't find anything. Or, because I don't want to get fucking arrested or have a warrant out for my arrest for not paying, like, these 2 tickets.
Yeah.
You just gotta stop going.
Oh, yeah.
So I would, like, and I don't want to show
I
up
haven't
in
paid
person
tickets in
because it's
years.
like, because I don't want to show up in person, like.
You're waiting on the line. Yeah, come on in. The minute
You know
get in, they
what?
arrest you.
Because I have
That one, like if I get pulled over again, like, that would just really fucking suck if there was a ticket that I didn't pay.
Yeah.
And because, like, I couldn't. So I don't know if I should just. Because I think it says, like, deposit $1.87.
Yeah.
So $187 on each one. And I don't know if that's just a fee. Can I just, like. He gave me an envelope, and I don't know if I can just, like, write a check and.
Yeah.
People
You just
still
gotta
write
call them and
checks.
tell them to call the actual station or the.
But if you write
Yeah,
a
I
check,
think I should call the.
but if you send a check, they'll be like, Jesus, we wrote a ticket for an elder. You know, like, bad joke.
Yeah.
Wah,
Wah,
wah.
wah, wah, wah. So,
You
yeah.
accept
So I don't know.
Fucking crushing frames.
So I should
Yeah.
probably like call
You
You could call
like
the actual like
municipality.
or the police station
Oh,
itself.
okay, and be like, hey, I
Yeah.
have this ticket. Can you, like,
Yeah.
I tried to pay this online. Can you run this number, see if anything comes up?
Right.
Because I don't want to, like,
Or if
honestly,
you
don't
pay it,
want to
just
have it a
don't go to
warrant on my
Wisconsin.
arrest. Yeah. Fuck Wisconsin for life.
So speaking,
they
so
fuck
we were
with me over there a lot.
we were talking about Wisconsin Dells, and I had to finish when I used to
Oh,
go
yeah,
there.
yeah, sorry.
No,
I
it's
just
all
got
good.
way
No.
distracted.
We're going with the flow. But we, I used to go there every year with my family, and we'd go to this one hotel. It's so fucking it's called like Aloha Motel, and it's literally just a fucking Holiday Inn with a fancy name and palm tree logo. But it makes it feel like there's gonna be shit there, and there's nothing. There's a shitty little pool, a jacuzzi, and a sauna. And I remember I was 12 years old. I'm with my brother. We go in the sauna. You ever see those saunas with the fake coals? Like,
Yeah.
it's just an electric heater, but then there's like these fake fucking coals.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
kind of
where I
like
stay.
the.
That's where you stay?
Yeah.
That's
like,
where I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's fucking small fucking world. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's where I stayed.
Yeah.
After almost getting arrested, and I was just like, I just need to fucking treat
Holy
myself. So I booked the room with the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
The hot tub in the room, and I just
Chilled
spent
the
the
fuck
night
Oh yeah,
in
you
the
took
fucking
a
hot
bath.
tub.
I remember that.
I took like 3 baths that day.
Yeah,
Good
dude.
for you, buddy.
So
That's
I'm
good.
fucking 12, and and I'm like, you know, at 12 I'm like, what the fuck is a sauna for? You're just gonna sweat and smell like. So I went in there for a little bit, and I was like, you know, when you're a little kid, you piss like a racehorse. So I'm just swimming around. I'm like, I don't want to find a fucking bathroom. So I just went in the sauna, and I'm like,
Oh,
I look at
boy.
my brother. I'm like, look, this will be cool. And I piss on the coals.
No.
We
that's
get out of there, and then this like old mob-looking guy goes in there, evaporated piss. He's like, ah, ah, ah. It was fucking, and I just think about that. I'm like, that's worse than I can even imagine it, because like, I'm just being honest. Kids' piss is the worst. I know from having a kid. All they fucking eat is candy all day and processed potato chips. Oh my god, that being evaporated in your face. That's like something they should use in riots, you know? Just evaporated kids' piss. Like, instead of bear mace or fucking...
You're gonna have some issues extracting that kid piss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if anything, I
A
should...
lot of piss talk, guys.
a lot of piss
Wow,
talk.
We need
pee
children.
talk. Weird.
That need to pee. Fucking
Hey.
Plug in.
Hey, you
run.
know- hey.
Run.
You know what? If I'm going to teach my kid to be a hustler, we could start an OnlyFans, and R. Kelly's alone in jail. So, you know, going to send him some presents. I'm just, when they said he's in jail, I was just picturing him trying to still sing in the showers, because it's the only time that like he'll have alone. I believe I can. Bloop, drops his soap.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
I used to be somebody.
What was that song? Trapped in the Closet?
Oh my god. Did you ever? No, I heard some song. I'm not even joking. Of R. Kelly. You have to look it up after this, but there's a song where he's literally just venting because he's trying to have sex with a woman, and there's a friend of his who's a pervert midget hiding under the bed. Oh. That's what the song is about.
What?
Sounds like a Wild Phil story to me.
Dude, the only thing you don't have in your entourage is a midget.
I know, man, right?
Find some diversity, though.
You know what's funny is my mentally challenged friend Ross, who used to be on the other podcast, he's already here for the weekend.
Oh, he is? Have you talked to him?
Yeah. Well, we roast him so much that every time he comes to town, he's like, "Phil, you're on the bottom of my priority list." Every fucking time. I'm like, all right, let's chill on the weekend. No, I got it filled up with more important things.
Cheerios. Yeah.
He's a fucking, and that's, he's a fucking asshole. But he was my Metalhead show buddy. I have so many stories with him that I'd love to share with him, but he's embarrassed because he tries to believe in his mind that he's still not an out of control drunk, even though he is. I have so many ridiculous stories with that guy. It's unbelievable. But
Wow.
anyways, so we're going to what do we do? So we covered Amsterdam. So I mean, what else can I say about this podcast? It's Wild Phil's Osophy because, well, I got to a point in my life where there's so much trauma, there's so much tragedy that I'm like, you know what? It's better to fucking laugh at it than cry about it. Get busy laughing or get busy crying, because I just I don't know, man. I was in a band for like 12, 15 years, and I'm writing these songs about heartbreak, about problems, about trauma, and I'm like, nobody is ever going to hear this shit ever, Yeah. At least with a joke, you can like let it be viral on TikTok but you can come up with material every single week.
Yeah.
So but yeah,
I agree. And like laughing was like you touched up on like the mom passing away.
Yeah.
So like laughter was my first like go to when it happened. All I did was just make jokes about it, and like now I finally feel that I can actually like talk about it, and if I make a joke about it, it's like the joke's on purpose now, like to be funny. Like before it was just like I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this, I'm just gonna laugh about this. So I get it. Laughter's pretty damn good. So
what made me laugh my fucking ass off was literally like 2-3 months before my mom died. So some people are gonna call me whatever. Whatever you fucking call me. If this is pussy or whatever. I consider number pussy. 5 of my family my cat. It was my first cat. I never was able to have pets because my mom was a fucking OCD interior designer. We couldn't have shit. I actually snuck in a hamster and scared the shit out of her. I'd keep it in my pocket like Brooks in Shawshank Redemption.
Oh my god.
And no, we actually we didn't want to buy a cage,
Mr.
so
Jingles.
we didn't want to buy a cage so that she wouldn't see that. Oh, what's this cage for? Oh, my ant farm, so we made a house for him out of Legos, and he just fucking break out every day. We try and reach for him, and he'd bite our asses off. I actually got rid of him because he bit me so hard in that between your thumb and point finger. I just fucking fastballed him out the door. You're free.
I wanted to be free.
But anyways, so what was I saying? So what made me laugh was, I mean, this is dark, but 4 months before she died, my cat died, and it was horrible. It was the first pet that I was connected to it because it's funny. It only liked me in this house. Everybody else, it didn't. It would hiss at. So it was like me and her. We got our own romance. And so she died, and we buried her. And we were burying the cat in my brother's yard because he's got a huge house and yard. So we're burying it, and my brother's like, dude, are you going to, like, he's kind of a stoner as well. He's like, when are you going to fucking stop digging, bro? I'm like, well, it's got to be at least 5-6 feet because you're going to smell the rotting corpse. So you got to dig 5-6 feet. You actually have to dig 6 for a full body, but I'll do 4. He's like, well, when do you know it's 4? And I'm standing there, and my mom's watching. I'm like, well, mom's fucking 4 feet. Hop in, and we'll see. You got to get used to it anyways, right? And like, she just ran out of there crying while I was busting. And then 4 months later,
spicy,
buddy.
Yeah,
that's spicy memories
pretty bad.
right there. But
Spicy.
I remember right after I got back from Poland, right after my mom passed, which
she passed in December 2021, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it was on Christmas Day.
Oh, wow.
So
don't ever listen to Christmas Day by Typo Negative then.
Okay.
It will drag you further down.
Yeah, so when I got back, like, I haven't seen any of my friends, so I wanted to, like, make my rounds, and I think it was one of the nights that, like, Tuesday night I went to comedy night, and I can't remember even who was saying a joke, but they were just like, me and Mike are chilling on the couch like we usually are, and somebody goes, that's like, so, you know, like, recently the holidays happened, and it's like, you know, the whole family's there, like mom, dad, brothers, sisters, and I turned over to Micah, and I was just like, must be nice, the whole family thing, and she was just like, Greg, no.
We don't joke like this.
Oh, God.
But that was just like, that was my first reaction. It's just like, turn to jokes.
Yeah, I mean, it really is
fair.
good. I mean, why
That's
not
fair.
grieve that way?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I
That's
don't
what
know.
helped me at first.
You know,
like, my mom was the one that, like, gave me a sense of humor, I feel like.
and she would want you probably laughing about those.
Yeah, because, after,
you guys were close.
Yeah, after, even though she, like, most of the time, like, she lived in Poland or, like, I lived somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, we talked on the phone a lot. And one of the things I told her after, like, my second wife wanted to get a divorce, after I told her that, she just goes, 3rd time's the charm, Greg. And I was just like, stop. It's like, I was just like, come on.
Oh, man.
It's just like that
So
sense of
sweet.
humor, though.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know what they say? 3rd time's the charm.
That's
and
nice.
I was just like, thank you.
I love the humor that you guys shared. That is a sweet memory.
Then, like, I'm glad I actually got to speak to her, like, Christmas Eve, and, like, in Polish culture, that's, like, the one that's celebrated more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, we talked Christmas Eve, and, like, she just had a heart attack the next day, and, like, it was too late by the time the ambulance showed up, so.
Yeah. You know, that reminds me, you mentioned Christmas Eve tradition. My aunt, last time we had Christmas at her house, she got so mad at me because, like, you know, a lot of, like, the new generation, they're more anxious.
Yeah.
They don't really like, you know, talking. They'll text instead of call somebody. So my aunt is there in Polish, and there's this, it's called opłatek. It's the most cringe shit in the fucking world. You basically get, I don't know what I call them Jesus chips.
It's basically like the like the consecrated, like, wafers that you get during, like, communion in church.
Yeah.
The Eucharist.
And
there you go, that's the name for it.
And each person gets a huge chunk, and you share it with other people, and you wish them whatever good,
Good
you know?
fortunes.
If they're
good
on a
health.
diet, you wish them, I hope you lose your pounds and make your goal, or what, you know, like. So she's trying to teach. There were these kids over. She's trying to teach these kids, and they're like in high school, so they don't give a shit about this stuff.
Yeah.
She's trying to teach them about these Polish traditions, and I'm like, and also Polish tradition, we have wędzona ryba here, which is smoked fish. I'm like, that is just for decoration because nobody eats that disgusting ass shit, but it's at every fucking Polish dinner.
I love it.
Oh, you love it? Oh my God.
My dad, like, smoked his own fish too. So
Yeah.
I've always liked, like, smoked fish.
I've
Like,
never-
I don't know. It's fucking fantastic.
Is it anything like sardines in a can?
Not really.
No?
No, like if it's like smoked salmon,
Okay.
like that's what my dad usually used to do.
Yeah.
Like it's just salty. Like it's just saltier fish.
I probably
Basically,
wouldn't mind it if I tried it, but it was just funny the look on her face, like me completely shitting on this whole tradition. But the other funny thing was she set up my this is why it only happens to Wild Phil. She sets up we're supposed to sit down and you say a prayer and we're lighting the candles and everyone's serious. I sit down, my fucking chair leg is resting on the air vent. So I just collapse, Three Stooges style, almost go through the sliding door. And she's like, you did that on purpose because you're a fucking prankster. I'm like, no, like you set it up here. Anyways.
That sucks.
I was just laughing because I was picturing if I did go through the sliding door.
Yeah.
Just we're trying to have this peaceful thing, and I just get up with blood gushing everywhere.
Oh my god, that would be terrible.
Hello.
Yeah.
Something has
Let's
happened.
continue
to you.
the tradition.
You're covered in blood.
Anyway, I don't know what I was saying. Were you, Greg? You were not there when I was roasting my mom on Tuesday, I don't think, but Micah was, right?
No, yeah. I
Where
left
where
before.
Jess was there when she was roasting me.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember this.
Okay, so here's what's crazy. I mean, you talked about how you were coping.
Yeah.
So okay, I don't remember the exact date, and to be honest, I'm not even being disrespectful. My mom was a horrible fucking person with me. She did a lot of fucked up shit, and it's really that's why it's messed up to see. Because like my brother kind of got like he was like the golden child, and I reminded her of her abusive dad. And because this is Wild Philosophy, I understand. She's not a horrible person by choice. It's a cycle of trauma.
Yeah.
But it's a completely different experience between me and my brother. So anyways, she died on a Monday, and actually Carlos helped me deal with it because I remember you telling me about your dad dying and about how like you couldn't take it seriously, and I was like, because I went to the hospital. She used to be like 140, and at the hospital she was like almost 60 pounds.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, she looked like a fucking shrunken person at Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Damn.
And her face is drooping because they had the like CPAP mask on her for oxygen. And I just remember what Carlos said. He's just like, eventually, this whole thing is sad, it's tragic, but eventually you got to be like, the fuck are you looking at, droopy face? Like, so, which helped me.
Nice try, boo-hoo.
That's good.
Or she just,
That's terrible. Fucking
or maybe
hilarious.
just hand her a computer and she starts going, I would like to tell you about black holes right now. Anyway. So, anyways, so here's what was horrible. Is like, okay, I still gotta give props to Chris Bonghat and TJ Remick because I had such bad social anxiety to go on stage, and they're like, dude, just do your fucking thing, just do it. Honestly, it's because I bombed horrendously. I went to a mic that was shit. It was horrible. It was all comedians that were really pretentious, and they just shit on you.
Oh, fuck
So-
those fucking
Yeah,
guys.
that's
Nobody likes
totally the
pretentious
different
shit.
vibe
Yeah.
than TJ and
I
Chris.
literally was just like, I don't even think. Now that I look back at it, it was a shitty joke. I think my opening joke was like, so I used to work at a Jewel, and there was I was second shift, so there was never anybody there. And then this really beautiful looking black girl walks in. So I'm just like, hey, you need help with anything? She goes, yeah, yo, where the crack is at? And I'm just like, you're looking at one. And she goes, no, I don't want the cheesy ones. I want them garlic ones. So I just went, and that's the punch. Like, it's so fucking stupid, But I did that shit, and I just hear, this is supposed to be funny, you asshole. And I was traumatized from bombing from that. So, anyways,
That's so fucking funny.
so anyway,
dude.
so my mom died on a Monday. I had to get out of work early because she's on her last breaths. And the thing that sucked was because TJ and Chris got me back into comedy, I started taking classes at Lincoln Lodge, which, bro, anybody who shits on comedy classes, listen, if you're not a fucking comedian, you're not going to get it. what comedy classes do, it's by this awesome comedian, Chris Higgins. He's from Colorado. He's this stoner. He looks like an Allman Brother. And they basically what they teach, it's like the way that I describe it, if you're an accountant and you count with your fingers, they teach you how to use a calculator. Because now I'm just dishing out material after material. That's all they do.
Yeah.
They don't teach you to be funny. They just they teach you the formula.
Yeah.
So anyways, that Monday was my first day of class. And I'm like, fuck, I cannot miss this class. I want to be invested in this comedy.
Yeah.
So I went to class. I felt horrible, almost broke down crying. But then I'm like, you know what? I know what I got to do. I got to roast the shit out of my mom. And I tell the story on my Instagram, but I'll tell it on here. I go to fucking Jerks at Joe's. And I didn't know what her name was at the time, but I guess she's like she's pretty well known in the Chicago scene. I think it's like Jess Musitano or Misitano or something.
Something like that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But she's just like this Italian broad who roasts and is edgy as
it's
much
her
as
thing.
us. Yeah, that's her thing. And
and she's rough and she's kind of crude and
I like it.
She's raw and she's hilarious. She's a really funny lady.
But I'm glad that Greg didn't see this because I'm wondering how you would react, bro. So you said you have anxiety.
Yeah,
you've been through this like a death of your mom. So here's what happens. I go on stage and and one of the jokes triggered somebody in the fucking crowd. So I go up there. The first joke, like literally, I'll tell you the first two jokes because this is what triggered the guy. The first joke, I go, hey man, so my mom, she died of struggling with ALS for 3 years yesterday. And by ALS, I don't mean Al's Italian beef. Equally,
I remember this.
Equally devastating, leaves you emotionless and sweaty. But I'm talking about the disease.
I was like, oh, I'm glad Greg's not here too.
I would have fucking died.
Glad Greg's not here right now.
So, but here's the part that
You probably would have had to go outside afterwards, though.
Like
You would have.
laughing.
But
Okay.
but here's the part that triggered.
Sure, tough guy. Sure, tough guy.
But here's the part that triggered this guy because it was like a 180 joke. It was kind of like I like Anthony Jeselnik. It was kind of like that thing where you say the unexpected. So I go, but in all honesty, it was horrendous. I mean, you have this loved one. 3 years ago, she's like, am I slurring my words? Is there something wrong with anything I'm saying? No, you're fine, Mom. Everything's going to be okay. A year goes by. She's slurring her words. She's like, I can feel it. I'm slurring. 3 years go by. She can't even say a complete sentence. She sounds like a deaf person arguing. And it's just like, I'm sorry, Mom. I don't know what to... You're hopeless. I can't do anything. So yesterday, I'm at this hospital, and I'm holding her hand, and I'm saying my last words. There's an empty shell of my mom. And I look up, and I say, it's something supernatural happened. I say, goodbye, Mom. And I look up, and this is true. The blood pressure starts going down. And then the worst thing happened that you could ever imagine. I looked at my phone, and it said Pantera is reuniting. I couldn't... How many fucking bullets does it take to kill those rednecks? That was the... I go, I guess Dimebag had a red crosshair on him.
I remember this because I was like, hey, I like Pantera. The fuck?
So anyways,
remember
I say...
Pantera?
So I say this fucking joke. I go off stage. Jess goes on stage. And I forget, she said some joke about it. He's like... Because she was pretty trashed. I think, it's Jerks at Joe's is kind of like you work your new materials. So she's trashed and she's just like, it's fucking stupid as those crosses on the side of the road. Like, oh, that's your cousin? That skid mark right there? Or this motherfucker's dead mom? Or no, that's ALS. Fuck this guy's dead mom. Like, and she's saying this shit. But before she said it, I sit down. Dude, this was so like... It is trauma, but not in a bad trauma. It's just his face is... Have you seen the new Batman?
No, I haven't.
This guy looked just like the guy who plays the Penguin in the new Batman. But I sit down to try and decompress. He rolls up to me on a wheelchair. You know how at Jerks there's those comfy fucking sofa chairs?
Yeah.
He rolls up to me on a wheelchair and he grabs my shoulder and goes, son, the same thing happened to my mom, and I just got diagnosed last month. I feel for you, son. And he starts crying in my shoulder.
Oh, God, that's
and
the worst.
As he's crying I could feel this fucking old man's salty tears going down my T-shirt.
Is that why you wear spikes on your shoulders now?
Yeah, right?
That's
a
gross.
good, don't fucking cry my shoulder, bitch. Like, no, but he starts crying, and Jess starts going with the jokes, and I was fucking ready. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? Because I'm a fucking open micer. I don't know what do I run up there and go back? Because I was ready. I was gonna be like, bitch, you're not fooling anybody with that fucking tight ass tube top sneaking in calzones in the theater. Like, is that a calzone or is that a bag of cottage cheese? You know, like. And I was ready to go back, but this old man is crying in my fucking shoulder. So every time I just listen to music on the drive home, I was just like, what the fuck just happened?
Sucks.
You know? Oh my God. So now I get the great Wild Phil reputation of I make old men cry with my comedy.
There you go.
That's wild, Phil.
Cheers.
Jesus.
That's
Well,
wild.
locked his fucking wheels
wild,
and took
Phil.
off.
Locked his fucking wheel. Yeah.
Fuck off.
Get out of here, emo Lieutenant Dan.
2 choices.
Go fucking listen to some
Nice.
Bright Eyes on your way home.
Soon.
Anyways,
No, I'm just.
I think, is it about that time to wrap up?
I think
Oh.
so.
I think so. Well,
Yeah.
Gave me a lot of
Thank
We're
you all.
starving.
Yeah, I'm starving.
Thank you all for listening to my rants, for being a part of my first episode back. I hope you guys listening enjoyed it.
I hope you
can-
liked my.
You can check this out. It's Wild Phil's Osophy. It's on Spotify. It's on Stitcher. It's on YouTube. It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. Check it out. Let me know in the comments what you think. If there's anything you want to get covered, if you want to get interviewed, if you're a local comedian, I'm going to have plenty of fucking guests. I got comedians. I got my brothers from jiu-jitsu class. I got a cop who might even come on. I got metalheads. I got a whole awesome black metal band from Chicago coming on. Let me know. You'll be back?
I'll come back.
For that.
Come back?
He
Awesome.
definitely would.
Don't come back like wrinkly ass Arnold Schwarzenegger now, though.
No.
That's
What?
not.
I'll be
Oh,
back.
all that way. I'll be
Wah,
back.
wah, and
I'll
that's
be
where.
back.
Yeah.
All right, that's where we end it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for getting wild. Peace.